to the purple disc. And we have several of these, $25 for the people who's interested. Well, I'm going through some history on this stuff. Magnificent. And this disc, you put it around your neck, and it starts eliminating things week by week. So it first gets rid of stress, then it gets rid of fatigue, then the third week you stop eating. You see what I'm saying? Then it starts healing. So this thing is having things where it's healing cancer and all other type of things. You see, healing other things. So, it does a multiplicity of things as we go into it, but I'm going to give you some science behind it on the spiritual aspect. We even got testimonies. I got a guy from California called, and his father was dying, and he had one on. And the hospital called him and said, your father's dying. He was like, oh no. And he said he saw his father in a vision go up to a purple cloud and come back down. It was completely healed. And all of a sudden the doctors don't know what happened. So the mystery behind this is coming from an angelic realm. An angelic realm. And that angelic realm is provided by four cardinal, there's 7 of these major angels, but there's 4 major ones the 4 elements. And those 7 angels the 4 angels are Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, and Uriel. Now, Raphael is the god Tahuti. In Egypt, Michael is, of course, because the warrior god, so he would be a form of Horus. Uriel is a form of Sekhmet, because it's a god of fire. And Gabriel is actually a form of Ancestral. This is interesting here, because you see, because you get these arguments, you see, Gabriel is the one who supposedly dictated the Quran to Muhammad. You see what I'm saying? That particular concept. But when you look at these particular...
Oh, good day, family. Good day of gratitude. Bobby Hemmett. This is Baba.
You see what I'm saying? And we come to find out that these so-called archangels...
Shashet, festivities of melanin.
Coming out of Ethiopia.
And he's got so much information, y'all, when you listen to Bobby Hemmett. Oh, my ancestors. I found something of his today. See, that's why I had to buy all those notebooks so I can get myself organized. Because I'm going to need notebooks for you, what I'm learning from you. I'm going to need notebooks for our elders. I'm going to need notebooks. We going to need notebooks, y'all. We finna have school at home. I don't know if it's just me or what. But, honey, that's all I want to spend my money on. Building up my personal library and my garden for my babies. My grandbabies, any little kids in the neighborhood and stuff, in the building, down the street. You know they hungry. You know they cold. You sew. You got a sewing machine. Start using your scraps. Start making little clothes for the little babies and stuff. Somebody gonna have to sew. Now, see, I used to be a seamstress. Yep, so if I'm around somebody that's sew, you can teach me. You can refresh my memory on how to sit down at that sewing machine, how to rethread it and stuff, because it's been decades ago when I was like 15 and I was a teenage mother, and I was just with the first one. I didn't quit school till I got pregnant with my second daughter, but I was going to school and I was going to work at the factory where my great aunties worked at. And you know, our aunties and stuff, they always dominated. We've always dominated. And my aunties was like number 1 in the factory. Yep, they were like number 1, 2, 3, because they understood the motion of it. I guess they got their own rhythm. Yes, honey, and it didn't take me long and stuff. I was right there behind them. Because, you know, I learned how to do it too, how to work like they worked and stuff. And so, yeah, you know, anybody that know how to sew, honey, yes, I would be willing to take me a class or 2. Sure would. Because that's what we're going to need to do for us. If you willing, just say you willing. Because Black America is hurt. We got to start healing us. I'm not an expert. I ain't got no degrees and stuff. But I know my people is hurt. And my people need healing. And, after listening to Dr. Joy DeGray and understanding that my people ain't never had no healing, ain't nobody ever gave a damn or a dollar about my people. Yeah, I know some people like some of us, and, some people like a little bit more of us. But ain't nobody ever liked and cared about the collective of us. See, that's what gets to me and stuff, the betrayal. To do Black America like that. I ain't even into politics and stuff like that. But honey, I see everybody done voted the white way. Yep, the white way is all I can see. Now everybody crying and they need Black people help. Oh, they say they don't. Yeah, they say they don't. But honey, when you get to looking behind them curtains, on these sites and stuff, and I don't even go to a lot of sites. No, I just got me, my selected, my preferred Black media. Yeah. And honey, they coming to loose at the ends. Not only white folks is what Black people gonna have to worry about. Not only our, hot heads, but everybody else that's over here now that don't want to go. They over here now, they don't want to go. They don't want to go back. They don't care if everybody gets sent back. They don't want to go. I don't want to go with my wife and my kids. I want to stay right here in America. And everybody finished. I don't know when it's going to happen. I meditate that it don't. But everybody and their mama finna get mad at Black America because why you don't want to be stay in your position? Why you don't want to stay in your position, Black America? Now everything hard on us. That's what they thinking. That's what they thinking. So yeah, we ain't got no choice, honey. This is by force that we come together and heal us. I don't care if you don't like each other. Then you better stay that you better stay that 2 feet away from each other, 4 feet away from each other then. Because we got to work together now. Yes, Black America, we got to work together now. If you know Do Funny can't be around you, if you know this space is too small, it ain't 4 feet in here, face. Ain't but 2 feet of room in here. Then somebody better move around. Possibly you. You go to another area or something, but we got to come together. I don't care if 2 betas can't be in the same 10-gallon fish tank. I learned that you put 2 betas in there together, they're going to fight each other. And I was wondering what is wrong with these fish. That's because they opposites and they can't get along and stuff. So, you have to keep them apart and stuff. And right now, Black America, we're like betas on each other and stuff because we've been indoctrinated. We've been fooled to the utmost manipulation. Yeah, and see, it make me feel some type of way. That not only me, y'all right, shit. You made a fool out of me. I kept you around. Every time I dropped $2, $5, $10. And I kept noticing, damn, my money keep coming up missing. I don't want to keep that common enemy around, that common denominator around you. I get that. Because I knew, I knew I seen that money. But wasn't nobody there but me and you. That was my fault for being a fool. But when you done did it to me, my mama, my daddy, my grandmama, my granddaddy, my neighbors, my cousin, my whole people, I feel some type of way about that. I feel some type of way about that. And it ain't been addressed. Yep, what's wrong with Black America? I know something wrong with my people. Yeah, everybody want to ask, what's wrong with Black America? Why they can't come together? It's always Black America. It's always Black America. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Ain't always been Black America. Sure ain't. Ain't nobody finna keep blaming this on us. If anything, motherfuckers need to be prepared for us to heal us. For us to heal us. I really don't know where the world finna go. The United States finna end up after this. I don't. And quite frankly, I really don't care. I'm concerned about my people surviving whatever finna come. Whatever is finna come. We can't take our focus off of us. No, we got to prepare for whatever is finna come. You know, I mean, it's like, damn, all these people been sitting up here all this time, all these years and decades in political seats, in celebrity seats, all on the runway or the red carpet or what have you. And ain't nobody even spared a dime or a dollar, not even a thought for Black America. They helped them get there. And then all these people, when I think about it and stuff, all these people that done came over here, done forgot about Black America, is the reason why they're here. Yeah, I want somebody to go on and tell us. Go on and just say it. Yeah, they paid us when we came over here to treat y'all just like they do. Say something. Quit begging for our help, thinking we finna come and help y'all and stuff. Because I already know if Black America do step up and help everybody else, once they get settled, they finna run right over Black America again. Black America finna be knocked back down again. Yeah, I see it. I don't care if nobody else do. And then want to ask, who is Trump? That man is the avenger of the white man. It was in that newspaper that I got hanging over there on that wall. As if we didn't know. He act just like the Klan. But y'all, this right here was from Bobby Hemming. Yeah, and I had this, he be doing the, remember that one time I tried to do libations? Well, he the one I be learning it from, Bobby Hemming. Yeah, I wonder if he finna say something of it right now. Let's see, look it up.
And I did a whole thing because we found an Ethiopian god, and I'm trying to go through some of my overlays. We found an Ethiopian god, which we always want. We want several things to happen. We know that Ethiopia, or Cush, is the mother of Kemet, of Egypt. So naturally we would want to find some type of relationship to something that's coming from that particular area. And so we was lucky to find an Ethiopian deity, by the name of Akhenaten, that came out of the Gnostic texts. And it's interesting here, they dug these Gnostic texts up in 1945. They found it in 1945. They translated these Gnostic texts in 1977. Along with these Gnostic texts came a whole lot of magical texts. So they suppressed those magical texts for the simple fact they would say, wait a minute, hold on. We're trying to say that this is an extension of Christianity and not pre-Christianity. So they try to hide certain things to understand, well, how could there be a pre-Christianity? I thought Christianity... Well, actually. Yeah.
I really don't like all this commercials and stuff. But you can pay and avoid all the commercials and stuff. But I'm not finna do that for them. No, I'd rather have books anyway. And my own little recordings and stuff. That way I ain't even got to go through all of that with them.
So how could it be a pre-Christianity? So what happened was they had to separate the magical part because they know that Egypt was full of magical things. The ancient world was full of magical texts. So they didn't want to get into that particular controversy. So they later on released the magical text in the 1990s. And as a result, this particular deity, this is a fragment of a magical Coptic text. But this particular deity was in that magical Coptic text. Now I've had the material and the actual text since 1996.
Now, see, I was listening to this earlier, but I really didn't get far and stuff in it. But he talking about Christianity. And I wanted to tell y'all the libations that I had tried to do is because I'll be listening to him sometime. And this is just some of the names. Just any of your ancestors. Any of your ancestors, you can use them and give libations to them. That's honor and salute to them. And you just say their name and ashe. And I have my little pail right here and I pour the water in it. If I got my flowers in here, my plants, I got 2 that's still hanging on. Just 2, they still hanging on. But I do the libations in them. I call out the name of the ancestor Cthulhu, Dagon, Elijah. Kokiel Ashe, Krishna Ashe, Aduduwa Ashe, Orisha Ora Ashe, Cthulhu Ashe, and you just pour your little water. You know, it's kind of like, you know, we burying our loved ones, and you know, we pour a little liquor out for them, kind of like that. And you get them libations and stuff. Yep, just trying to learn myself. I'm trying to learn myself, honey, and all that I'm worth. Them days of thinking that, hey, you know, I don't deserve nothing, them days is over. Sure wills. Not just me, but my grandbabies and stuff. Yeah. I don't need all the wealth and stuff, you know. But I want my grandbabies and my future generations to be comfortable here. I don't want them to suffer. I surely don't want them to feel the past, you know, torture and transgressions that our ancestors have felt. Even if we do pass away before it happened, we know that this system is constantly running. We can't doubt that. We know that this system is always on the move against us. So yeah, you know, I don't want that for my future generations. Honey, no, I sure don't. And I don't care, you know, I do sympathize. I do sympathize with other folks, you know, being torn apart like they are. You know, I sympathize with other people being torn apart like they are from their loved ones. We all do. It ain't like we laughing at them because, you know, they literally being hunted down in the street. Because we know what that's like. We know what that's like. And even right here today, we know they are hunting for them to send them back home and stuff. But if it's a black man and one of them, oh, they'll catch him later. They finna go on and get that black man. So, you know, black people ain't out here making fun of them and stuff, but we ain't finna come to their rescue. No, you had the choice. You had the opportunity to vote and make yourself safe here. But now you wanted to do it, folks wanted to do it white folks' way. So, you know, this is what's happening. Yeah, and I didn't even know it. Sure didn't, honey. But the diversity programs, mostly white folks and stuff was using them. Black folks wasn't using them like I thought they was. But you can pretty much should have known that because that's what they said about welfare. And it wasn't even true. Oh, good day, my brother. Yeah, I am wonderful. Thank you. I've been, you know, just in my feelings and stuff about black people and my mama and my grandmama and stuff, you know, my babies, my future generations. You know, I do consider this country. I worry about this country, you know, what's going to happen to it and stuff. But, you know, I done made my choices and stuff in life. I'm right here where I am. And I can just work with what I got right here, right now. You know, I mean, them opportunities and stuff is gone, you know, to actually reach that pinnacle of success that really wasn't worth nothing if you ask me, because everybody that's successful doesn't let everything just go to hell, you know. So it's like, dang. But yeah, for me, this is it. It's only about our babies from here on out. You know, I hope everybody else take care of themselves and their children. But I can't give no, you know, I can't give them no solutions and stuff for them. Now, they already know what the solutions are. You know, that's just how I feel about that and stuff. You know, I do sympathize with folks, but ain't nothing I can do. I got to put all my focus and effort on mine, my people, my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. You know, I'm not going to be hateful or mean to nobody because my mama didn't teach me that. But yeah, I need to give my all to mine. So that's just it. I just need to give my all to mine and stuff. And you know, I feel like that's all right. I feel like it's fair. Shit, anybody that feel like it ain't fair, you know, they need to move around then. Go find some fairness. Because ain't nobody ever been fair to us. All of this right here. Ain't nobody ever been fair to Black America. Sure ain't. At least I ain't asking for vengeance. At least I'm not asking for revenge. I'm not asking nobody to hate on white America. I ain't asking my people to hate on white America. I'm just saying, hey, We probably need to look at their ass a little bit closer. Get the hell away from them. And it's valid. It's a valid statement, in my opinion. But yeah, let me go on and read this and stuff. So, yeah, today's my mother's birthday. So last night at 12 o'clock, I was feeling some type of way and stuff. And then today I went out and helped, did some good deeds and stuff. So I didn't come on at lunchtime. And then tonight I said, yeah, let me get on and read and stuff. Because she know. Yeah, my mama knows. She up there with the ancestors now. I know my mama with the ancestors. I know my mama in the afterlife. I sure wanted to tell my family too. They kept going on and on and on about heaven. I started telling my mama is with the ancestors. She sure is. Them last few days I spent with her, and she was, getting ready. And I was reading and stuff, honey. Yes, I was. Yes. I know she was waiting on them. They were waiting on her, and I was right there with her. Sure was. But I just couldn't tell my family that heaven stuff. But see, at that time, I didn't even know about William Joseph Simmons. Because where I'm from, that's just it. Heaven and hell. It's just like red and blue, white and black, up and down, left and right. It ain't nothing else. It's just heaven and hell. Yeah, but I always figured it got to be something. But I didn't know how right that was. And now today I am sure of it. My mom is in the afterlife. Yeah. Soon as she crossed over to the other side and seen all that cotton, my mom was like, face was right. Face was right. She started looking for her great auntie, her great uncle, her great grandmama, because my mama's grandmama raised her. So she started looking for all them and stuff, because that's who called me Face the Nation. Even if she didn't know. But my great family knew. My mama's uncle, he knew. So he was my great uncle. Yeah. And soon my mama crossed over, because I was the one that told her she could go. Yeah. We were waiting on my sister to come and stuff, and I knew she was ready and stuff. And I just told her, you could go, mama. And I let everybody know and stuff, but I couldn't tell them, no, mama ain't in heaven. But I already know. Soon as my mama crossed over these clouds right here and seen all that cotton, my mama turned around and said, oh, shit, Face was right. Uncle Jamie Lee, Aunt Becky, here I am over here on this side. Yep, I can see it now. Anna. My mom like, yeah, I'm over here on this side. Shit, I wasn't walking through there. Face was right. So yeah, I got, I can believe in what I want to believe in, stuff from what I'm reading. Sure is, I'm beginning to wonder who lied. Who lied to my people? See, the lies and stuff, it don't go deep enough. It don't go deep enough for us. We think it just went there and stopped. Like it just went there and stopped. Honey, this was a whole rabbit hole. I ain't even got out of it. Yep, I haven't even got out of it. Yep, I don't know what's deeper, the rabbit hole or the sunken place. I don't. But, I try to be transparent and let y'all know, no, I didn't graduate. I ain't coming up here with no degrees for you. I sure ain't. I'm just coming up here with some critical thinking. And I want to know, the questions that I have. What's going on with my people? What's wrong with my people? They say if you see a need, then you got to feel it. And that's the need I see. What's wrong with my people? What's done happened to Black America? I don't want to hear no lies and stuff, no excuses. Oh, they got away from God. They been cursed. They did this, they did that. Why? The dad ain't in the home. He running the street and stuff. The kids doing whatever. The mama off the chain. Why? It didn't always be like this. All these excuses and stuff. Ready to blame Black America. So that's why I hear I'm Face the Nation. Oh, thank y'all so much. Now I can put my little paper over the number right there, because I need my ancestors to know. The long as one person in here, we finna talk about them and what they want to happen for us. They the only ones that ever really loved us, that ever really cared and fought and sacrificed for us. Ain't nobody else really cared and stuff. It just, I'm appalled. I am appalled at how people doing and stuff. And just show yourself. Just show yourself. One of my friend girls and stuff back home, her name was Miss Cat. Oh, honey, she would break it down. Show yourself. And Cat, she used to be a backup singer for Al Green in her younger years and stuff. She was older than, much older than me and stuff. And somebody had harmed her in some kind of way, so she came back home and stuff. And she always was, her own self, but she didn't trust nobody and stuff after that. And she would always say, show yourself. Yep, show yourself. And that's what folks finna do too. They finna show themselves about Black America. Even if they've been hiding so long. Folks been hiding this secret so long. Dr. Joy DeGraw wanted to know, how long y'all gonna hide this, white woman? How long you gonna keep these secrets that you done did? And got everybody thinking it's their fault. Yeah, Black America, we think it's our fault. Oh, he ain't no good shit. His ass ain't been no good since he was in second grade. Hell, he was still a baby in second grade. We still could have reached him in second grade. By then, it's already done set in and stuff, and we just let it prolong with our babies, with ourselves and stuff. Now, look at us. I already done told you I don't even know who half of the folks that I know and love is, because they all covered up. Everybody got on weave and long fingernails, and I don't know. You can't even hardly tell nobody by their walk no more. No, you can't. I said, when these robots get out here and stuff, don't get in the car with nobody. Don't meet up with nobody. If you're not sure that that's, face, don't be like, yeah, I'm going to meet you at such and such, at such and such. No, you better not do it. We better really know who we're around coming up. These times that's coming up finna be very, very crucial. And Black America, we just can't fall for it no more. We can't fall for these people tricks and stuff no more. I don't know what's finna happen. I think they all finna just flip the script. Yeah, I'm looking for something, my piece of paper, so I can cover that up. I don't want to tear up no more paper with all these notes and stuff on it. Because I need my stuff. These are like my receipts. And then we'll get started. But yeah, I just feel some type of way. Yeah, we all should. We all should, honey. Because everybody ready to flip the script on them. They'll do whatever they got to do. People are desperate now. They finna do whatever they got to do. Give us up. Yep, to save their own self, they will. Hell, they've been doing it the whole time. All right, let's get ready to cover this up. Was I submissive to a vast intellect, honey? I don't know if you was or not. Cure Fisher. Am I serious? Hell, yes. I don't know. You probably need to move around, honey. Yeah. Because I sure don't want y'all up in here, all in your feelings and shit. Don't even come up in here. Nothing to nobody that's done hurt Black people. But you want to bring your ass up in here ready to start some shit, don't you? Just sickening little weak ass. All these people been hurting Black America this whole time, and you the main one that want to be the bully, and you ain't stood up for nobody. Nobody Black anyway. I bet your ass or you'll go all out for somebody else. That's why you up in here. But honey, there ain't even nothing you can say up in here. Take your ass on somewhere. Yeah. You better take yourself on somewhere, because I'm going to throw everything right back at you, and them daggers might just chop your ass up. So yeah, you probably want to take all that back. See, that's the thing about it. People don't understand that this is spiritual now. This is so spiritual. Y'all getting out here trying to stop judgment on this. Y'all out here trying to condone this mindset right here. And it don't work no more. Y'all can say whatever you want to say, do whatever you want to do. My ancestors will be heard and overstood. All of y'all that's not on the right side, honey, you better get somewhere and prepare for you and your people for what's finna come, what's finna happen. Because you're the only one that's afraid. You're the only one that's afraid what's finna happen if you lose Black America. And you done lost us. As far as I'm concerned and stuff, I do support my people. I can stand with my people, whatever they decide. But I want them to know, before they make that decision, this time, please learn everything you need to learn. Because when you know better, you do better. You do better. So all of y'all that's in here and stuff, crying and getting hit and stuff, take your ass somewhere else. You over there crying and stuff, honey, and it don't even make no difference because somebody already done told me even bad attention is good attention. But I don't even want your attention. I don't want you to be stressed and worried and stuff. Go take care of yourself and your family. Because, see, y'all done let shit get so bad. Humanity and mankind is at stake. In danger. Yep. That's what y'all done did. Yep. Trying to be white. Want to be with white folks. Love white folks. Got to have white folks. Now you got them. You better go over there and spend some time with them before it's too late. But yeah, I am Face the Nation. And we are on Bolden Unchained. And we are here to assist Black America and Black media with the uncovering and the condemning. That's right. The uncovering and the condemning of the many agendas, events, projects, operations, experiments. There's so many codes and laws and bills and acts and plans, courses. We got we looking for a 1,400 page document, whatever it's called, of genocide. 1,400 pages. But hey, I want to know what's wrong with Black America. I want to know who did this. I ain't gonna rush through it. If I find something that say white America ain't the cause, I'll admit it. I can admit it. That hey, it wasn't white America. Y'all right. It wasn't white America. Black people called a curse on themselves. I know we cursing each other every time we wake up and say good morning. We're cursing each other. I know we don't know these things. It don't mean we're not suffering because of them. It don't mean we're not, suffering just a little bit because of the words we use. Y'all know there's power in words. That's what the Bible say. That's what your pastor say. There's power in words. These words too, regular words too. Good morning. There's power in that word morning. I know it was turned to daylight. It means daylight to us. But initially, it meant what? Grieving. You mourning someone. You in grief. I was asking a brother, when was the word mourning created and used like this and stuff? Because I was really trying to see, he was in the etymology and stuff. So I was really trying to see, hey, when did this new phrase come out for daylight time? And I think he said it was like 1800 when he put it into his little search bar and stuff like that. But 1800s, Black people were still enslaved. And the story that I heard resulting in the word mourning, I don't think I've heard Baba mention it yet, but I ain't looked at all of his stuff. But I'm listening for it. And was that, the slave master would sell the babies away and stuff, and would beat and whip the husband. And sometimes he'd be out there still on the pole, tied up all night, all day, because he wouldn't let them go get him. And in the morning time, she would still be crying and just toe up. And the master would bring his ass out there and he would taunt her. And, oh, you still mourning. You still crying. It's a good morning, Tacy. Ticey. That's the little girl name that was on Jane Pittman, Ticey. And he told her, yeah, that's a slave name. You choose your own name. And she chose Jane. And the master made them, say good morning. Because she was mourning her babies that he sold away. And she was mourning her husband that was out there on that pole, tied up, whipped. That's why, yeah, I do believe that words, this language right here, this English language is a curse on Black America. But I don't think that's the root cause of why we got this dedicated ignorance. Yeah, I think that's an effect from the root cause. I'm looking for what's the reason, you know, that we even in this predicament and stuff. And it looks to me like, you know, it's white America. It looks to me like it's white America. Somebody probably need to write y'all a book, because since everybody else got the mindset of white America, what does that mean for us? I mean, you know, I am dealing with in the United States here, but like sister was teaching on her channel and stuff, you know, we really got to go global with this learning and our studying and stuff. And I'm ready for it, honey. I sure am. Where my other thing at, when we were listening to brother, he was telling us about Holly Selassie. Yep. Oh, and he was telling us to listen to different music too, like Bob Marley and stuff. But yeah, for me, I want to start right here. I ain't even started in slavery, because I'm the last one here at the fight. You know, I got a lot of catching up myself, but I can read what I got right here, you know. Yeah, we will be making some references to slavery and stuff, you know, but yeah, we're going to start right here after slavery. And our first book was Red Summer, the summer of 1919, and the Awakening of Black America. And then our second book was Racial Violence in Kentucky. It was 1865 to 1940. And so you can say that our channel, our studies began. My journey here began soon as we left the plantations. As soon as we stepped foot off that plantation, that's when the chase began. That's when white America, they loved the chase. Because see, when we was on the plantation and stuff, it wasn't no chase really, except for those that ran away and tried to escape. But once we all left that plantation, oh, honey, it became a game for them. The chase, it's all about the chase. Yep, and they chased us for so many centuries and stuff. We need healing. We broken. We need healing. I don't know. People keep saying, don't want to say this. What else could it be that's done broke us this much? You know, I know we don't want to say that it's white America. I know how we feel, that we got to let white America know that, you know, for all the love y'all said y'all have for black folks here, you got 9 kids by your husband, the black man and stuff. Why you ain't inspired your people to do right? Let's mobilize and get this reparations paid. I mean, you know, to do all you said you were gonna do. Seemed like, you know, to put yourself in that predicament as a white woman and stuff, you will go all out to make sure your babies, people, them and their people, had the best that they needed. Because you already know in your heart, your mama and daddy and grandmama and them don't want them babies. They didn't never want for you to be with no colored person. But you did. And they accepted it. But to sit there and act like, oh, they okay with it and them babies gonna be fine with it once you done died and left, died and gone. So you see, everybody just fucking up lying. Black folks lying to themselves that white folks care. White folks gonna make sure the history don't happen again. I don't know if it's a silent prayer or what. That white people ain't gonna never try to do that again to us. When we know the very white people around us will let it happen. And it's only a matter of time before those people that be propose it. I mean, I probably already done proposed. They gonna find it and say, oh, this was a hidden document. So yeah, we looking through a spiritual lens. Not religious here, because I don't forgive nothing. I don't forgive nothing that was done to my people. I don't need your forgiveness either for nothing that was done to my people. Not to white America. Not to white America. If you forgive anybody, you forgive my ancestors for even trusting in them. You know, you forgive John Brown. Where John book at? John Brown. And he was on the other side. He was on our side. He wasn't on his people's side. To them, he was a nigger lover. He took his 2 sons with him to stop slavery. He don't even want your forgiveness. He wants you to forgive your people. Okay? Because they were manipulated in the worst way. You know, they were lied to and tricked. They thought that white America was sincere. We all did. We all thought white America was sincere. I mean, why else would they go all out? To marry, have babies. We done built up huge conglomerates, businesses, you know, that really didn't even amount to what two true mates could make happen. See, now it's one thing to be with the one and you could build up a Black Wall Street, and then it's another thing to have somebody you could build a little shopping center with. That's all I'm saying. You know, so yeah, we look through a spiritual lens of loyalty so we can know who we loyal to. Black America, who are we loyal to? I've been hearing my whole life, so you got to stand for something or you're going to fall for anything. Well, it's time for us to stand for something. Ain't nothing ever changed. Y'all knew that these people were still plotting and planning and putting their little agendas and events into play. Y'all knew it. I know. Everybody knew it. Then nobody won't do nothing about it. Why? When was y'all going to stand up and say, hey, wait a minute, and tell Black people what was going on? We look through a spiritual lens of resilience because whoever, prosperity, who could handle this? Who could go through this? Get physically free, and then suffer all this. 246 years of slavery. That was 1619 to 1865. 155 years of Jim Crow. 155 years of white people just running, burning, lynching, dragging, skinning. 155 years. This the white woman's, her ass was out there too. White women was out there pregnant, dragging their little bitty babies, little teenage girls, little adolescent girls to the lynchings and stuff. 155 years. That was from 1865 to 20, whatever. It's still carrying. You cannot tell me all these Black men that's coming up dead and missing and stuff being found, hung, is doing it themselves. They even had one of our brothers, y'all, they done hung him from like the second story. The rope was going up to the second story. And it looked like he was standing there smoking a cigarette, perhaps. He was just standing. But it looked like any minute he might raise up his hand and smoke a cigarette. But he was dead. Who would be that cruel? Who? So, no, I don't believe in no coincidences. I don't. Then we had 155 years of Jim Crow. White folk just chasing Black folk down. The chase. It was about the chase. That's why in the movies and stuff, when we seen our ancestors escaping slavery, you see all the dogs and stuff, and they just, like they was, I don't know. Like it was the most wonderful, righteous thing to be doing, to be chasing Black people. So they were like, we've been free for like 159 years. I guess I did this a few years ago. So it might be 100 and maybe 62 years now. We've been physically free. But see, we still mentally enslaved. After all this time right here, y'all, we got a mindset that it is instinctive to not look out for our own well-being first. We got a mindset that makes us look out for white America first. How many of us know that's the wrong situation, but we stay in it with them anyway? How many of us know that our own families didn't want that, don't like it, and we still chose to do it with them? We still chose to have families, marriage, knowing that our own families, they ain't even had no healing from when their siblings and uncle and daddy and grandfather was lynched. But I guess we of Black people, I guess we feel like, oh, it wasn't them, and it wasn't even that family that did it. You know, see, we don't even do no knowledge. All of them, because to me, all of them lynchings, and it was like 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. One lynching even had 100,000 white folks. Where the fuck did all these white people come from? You know, to a lynching and stuff. And then, you know, 20, 30 years later, it's like, you know, black folks just started marrying white folks and stuff. I ain't even asked, you know, well, who is your family? Who is your people? Where you from? Oh, I'm from Harrisburg. Well, let me look up a little history on Harrisburg. Oh, Harrisburg is where they used to have a whole bunch of lynchings and stuff. Who was your family name then? Oh, I'm Smith. I'm Faye Smith. Now, who was your family? I know your mama got married and married somebody else, but who was she before then? See, we don't ask no questions like that and stuff. We do a great disservice to ourselves. So after Jim Crow, we went through segregation, lynching, murdering, burning, terrorizing, convict leasing, peonage, economic exclusion, predatory leasing, medical experimentation, planting drugs, guns in ADOS communities, lack of quality education, redlining, school to prison pipeline, criminalization of black men, mass incarceration, food deserts, and the food is tainted. You better start weaning yourself and them babies off of food. Just wean yourself off. Don't eat so much. Eat a little bit. Drink more water. You know, eat filling foods. You just eat filling food. Health insecurities, housing insecurities, water insecurities, joblessness, and other accrued disadvantages from being generationally excluded from wealth building. And this is not to mention what I'm going to add on here next, because it shows some more to add on there. But let's get this out the way. Oh, and we look through a spiritual lens of education, because we learning right here. I didn't know. I did not know none of this. So, yeah, we look through a spiritual lens of education. I am. I sure am. And, you know, if any of this is irritating you, family, then I want you to feel free to leave. I'll come to your channel and stuff, you know, and learn from you there, because I know I'm very different. I think for myself and my ancestors. Yeah, can't nobody tell me what to think or how I'm thinking wrong and stuff. If I come to the conclusion that I got that wrong, then I'll let you know, hey, I made a mistake. If I find out, yeah, white folks, they ain't really got animal DNA, then I'll say it. Then I will say it. Because I believe they do. Shit, when I find out they don't, then I'll be like, oh, shit, I might stop calling them clanimals. But hell, shit, that's wordplay right there. They the one said they were the clan. That's wordplay. Everybody using wordplay today. I didn't even know what wordplay was. So, you know, yeah, that's a given right there. And, yeah. So let's read the copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now, this copyright disclaimer here under 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Well, allegedly, supposedly, supposed to be back in 1965. You know, I'm waiting on to see some updates about this right here. Was it one before this? It's so much to do and stuff, but I got a whole bunch of new notebooks. So I can just write down everything. And they some nice notebooks too, y'all. When I came on late, I had went out and helped some family and stuff. And then, honey, I went by the Dollar Tree, the dollar store somewhere. I went up in there. Honey, bought me all kind of notebooks and stuff. Look at that. Yes. Find your happy. And look at there. It's a vibe. I know, right? Because, yeah, you know, I got to learn what y'all teaching and stuff. I can pick up what you putting down. Sure, okay? As long as I got it right there. That's all I need. And these right here, I already got y'all names on the ones that I already... See? Bobby Hemmett. Yep. Him. And I ain't gonna show y'all the other ones and stuff, but I got y'all names and stuff on them, so I can start learning too. Because this is bigger. This is bigger than just what white America said it was. I mean, it's so much bigger. I don't even know how to tell y'all and stuff. But just don't go to heaven. No, we got to go further than heaven. We do. White America ain't got to go further than heaven. Black America, black people, we must go further than heaven to be free. Of white people. I'm just saying to be free of white people. Now, we know it's a proven fact that white people cannot be in the sun too long. They can go a little ways out there into the expansiveness of that huge, glorious, the multiverse. They can go a little ways, but they can't go all the way up in there. Because see, that the further you get up in there, that sun is just basking warmth and glow. It is so beautiful and hot and golden. And white folks can't be in the sun like that. So yeah, I advise you to keep going a little bit past heaven. If you stop in heaven and stuff, yep, you are going to be behind them golden, them pearly white gates. What's his name? William Joseph Simmons said that he seen. I know what your Bible say. I know exactly what your Bible say. Your Bible and this right here, they both speaking the same thing. Talking about heaven. Who lying though? That's all I'm saying. Black America, we got to think for ourselves. At least when you get there in heaven, you know you did your homework, right? You'll know you did your homework, kind of like with them shots and stuff. And people, everybody ran out there, oh, shoot me. Getting shot up. They shooting your ass everywhere and stuff. You ain't even asked, what's in this shot? At least if you had did some research, then you can at least say, well, Darren, I did do my research, but shit, I took it and still fucked me up. Because see, about that right there, we don't even know. We really won't even see the full effect of that for another few decades. Shit is crazy. Yeah, if you ask me, but ain't nobody ask me. I just have to tell it anyway sometimes. But yeah, this man, he was talking about heaven too. Yeah, he was talking about heaven too. See, they'll put one thing in front of us, Black America, and then act like it's something totally different behind. That's how they've always done us. So why would you act like that's not something they'll do? They white folk done tricked us with everything. I mean, everything. Why y'all gonna act like white America wouldn't trick us about heaven? Make it make sense, please. Why would y'all think, they wouldn't lie about nothing like that, face? Why would you even? Why would we? Because I guess I did it too. Why would we even entertain the thought that Emmett Till, Mary Turner, John Hartfield, Jesse Thornton, Jeff Brown, why would we think any of them are in heaven? Why would we put them in heaven with these same people for eternity? Yeah, forever and ever and ever. Ain't that what y'all say? You gonna burn in the lake of fire forever, face? So y'all gonna put them in heaven with these motherfucking demons that's done tortured them and skinned them alive, wearing belts. Yeah, did y'all know white folk used to skin black folks for they skin and make belts and motherfucking shoes out of them? And this who y'all want to spend in heaven with forever and ever and ever? Well, you stay there. Don't do my people like that. I rebuke you. I rebuke you. Because while you saying, yeah, we all in heaven together and we all peaceful and stuff. Now, Emmett Till ain't up there in heaven with y'all together. When they crossed over and seen all that cotton, see, they already knew. They already knew. This ain't right here. Yeah. But see, we're not even paying attention to them to know what they trying to convey to us down here. Because we so indoctrinated and stuff. That's why they got to take it over. And, and whatever's finna happen is finna happen. So yeah, you better get right, Black America. You sure right about that. You better get right. This is your last chance to get right. Yeah, and I'm just saying, to leave our babies in this situation right here, we shouldn't have no sleep at night. Shouldn't nobody be sleeping peacefully. If you're not concerned about what's going to happen to Black America, if you're not concerned about what's going to happen to our lineage, our people, after all of this, yeah, you don't deserve no peaceful night of sleep. None of us. Not even me. If the day I go back to sleep and forget and be like, oh, ignorance is bliss, I don't want to talk about nothing else. I should not have one more night of peaceful sleep, because I see what's happening to my people. Everybody do. We see it. Black America, we see it. And it just, it just fucked up, because we don't even want to call it out. So scared of white America. We so afraid of white America. I can say it. I don't care who get mad about it. We is. We is. Shit. Prove it to yourself then. When you got company over and stuff, put on Dick Gregory. When you got company over and stuff, put on Dick Gregory. You put on anybody. Put on Dr. Francis Cress Wells, Dr. George DeGrasse. You put on George Fraser, Professor George Fraser. Put on somebody substantial and prove to yourself. Yeah. I mean them other folks. I ain't talking about the ones that know what you like to look at and stuff. Because, see, I got people that know what I like to look at, too. And then, people that don't know what I look at and stuff. Yeah, you come over my house if you want to. I ain't turning nothing off. Sure ain't. They should have left you downstairs while they came up here then. But, yeah, I'm not turning nothing off. Yeah, just like you sit at your house and look at what you want to, I can do the same at mine. See, we got to set boundaries, Black America. But this man right here, y'all, he the one done revived the Ku Klux Klan in 1915, because he had a spiritual vision too. Now, see, while y'all sitting over there religious and stuff, and see, he religious too. He a Christian, he religious too. But see, when they tell us, they use them words to make us think that they are superior. Wasn't nothing spiritual about this vision right here. Wasn't nothing righteous or spiritual, righteously spiritual about this vision, where he said he formed the group in response to a spiritual vision of robed horsemen galloping in the sky. Robed horsemen. Why? Where did he get this idea? Robed horsemen galloping in the sky. In the shape of the United States. Yeah. He said it was followed by a vision of a map of the United States. Ain't that a coincidence? Ain't that a motherfucking ironic? Ain't it destiny? The racial violence in the United States, that's what he's saying. It's right here in this book. Put your book down and let's read these books right here. It's time to read these books now. See, that Bible and stuff, I don't know. I'm going to get us a Bible too. Them books right there, they for something else. Yeah, they not for clarity. They for more like forgiveness. Yeah, but see, these right here are for awakenings. These books right here are. And this is what we need to be reading. So he said he established his KKK, because he seen it as his child. He seen the Ku Klux Klan as his child. That's what he called it. He was in Atlanta. That's what Atlantans knew it as. The KKK is his child and stuff. Prosperity. So he established his KKK shortly after seeing Birth of a Nation. Birth of a Nation was after that movie, The Klansman. Yeah, we're gonna watch both of them too. The Klansman came out first, and then the Birth of a Nation came out after that. It was like the part 2, I guess, to that right there. And then he had seen or heard of the notorious lynching of Leo Frank outside of Atlanta. And when he had that spiritual vision, he just knew. It clicked like that to revive the Ku Klux Klan. That's what he did. But to see the road men galloping across the sky, see, that's very significant, Black people. That's very significant, because white people didn't even see Black folks as human. They didn't even see us as having a soul. Like the Joy DeGraff, I forgot who she said it. Well, we're going to have to watch it again because I'm going to get her a notebook too. Was it Jefferson or Madison? Well, one of their asses said that black people ain't even got no soul, so they ain't even worried about us going to heaven, you know. They ain't even worried about us making it to heaven because we ain't got no souls. Yeah. And then the 3/5 compromise, they were like, well, how you going to try to use them? You know, the North would like to the South. How you going to try to use them for votes and you don't even consider them human? So why y'all are so wrapped up and dedicated and focused on going to heaven, is you going to be animals in heaven, be corralled? You know how they corral animals when they gather them all up and the sheep all go this way or that way and stuff. Is that how Black America finna be in heaven? See, we ain't never really thought about these things just from that one perspective, which is the Bible. And I ain't never read the Bible. I could not get through Genesis, beget. Somebody had somebody. I couldn't even get through all of that. You know, I tried. I annotated that. I annotated the whole book of Genesis. I like to write. I love to write. Ever since I was a little girl, I love to write. You know, and I tried to annotate it and stuff. You know, I read some different books of the Bible. It just did not resonate with me. And then Jesus called somebody a prostitute, and that was it. I was done. I was done. I was so done. Yep. I don't know. After that, I was like, no, he ain't supposed to be calling nobody no prostitute now. Come on now. But I was just a little girl, you know, and I didn't even cuss or nothing like that at that time. I didn't change and go my wayward way until I lost my roots book. And I was probably 13 then, I think. Yeah, so by the time I was 15, I was a mama. I had a whole baby. Yeah, so see, we got to make sure our babies, our girls and our boys, keep that focus. We got to make sure they keep this focus. Start them out with something that'll get their attention. They'll enjoy reading it. Something you can read with them. Y'all can talk about this, how this book, y'all can read these books over and over again and stuff. And the lessons in these books going to build their character, you know. And it's also going to build the love of them. See, we ain't got no love for each other and stuff because we so broken, we don't see the need. But yeah, we got to find out why. I want to find out why. I don't want to leave here. I don't want to leave here without my people being healed and together. I don't care. I don't want to leave here without my people being healed and together. I'm not going to leave here, you know. I'm not leaving here till my people are well. My people are back together again. We back healing each other. We're nurturing each other. And we're flourishing. So that I can know and be sure that my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, they won't be trapped and misled in some motherfucking new enslavement that the mindset of these people refuse to let go. This is the longest grudge I ever heard of in my life. I mean, you know, yeah, I've been blissfully ignorant, dedicatedly ignorant. That's what Dr. Ray Hagins, he coined self-hate as dedicated ignorance for like 43 years of my life. But surely we would have found out through some kind of way. But no, there was no way to find out. And so everybody just went along with the shh. You know, we did too. People knew, once people knew we were willing to make our grandmamas and our great grandmamas be quiet about their loved ones being lynched. People knew once we made our aunties forget about James Byrd and John Holiday and Henry Ruffin. See all these people right here. People knew once we did that, they knew they had us. Once they made the Mays family forget about Maurice Mays, and they made the Grant family forget about Jim Grant, who was lynched in front of his daddy. Yeah, they forced his daddy. They went and got his daddy. Go get him. Bring his daddy here. And made his daddy watch while they beat and tortured, and then they sprung him up on the tree. And his daddy didn't, I know it took everything in him to run, but they told him, you better get out of here or you're going to be next. And you can't remember your son. And he left. He ran and left. And then to make them forget about that? Can you imagine years, decades when they elderly and they in their older age and stuff, and they ain't talking much because they thinking. They ain't talking much. They ain't got too much to say to us when they in their elderly years and stuff. Shit, they about ready to leave this motherfucking place because we did that to them. That's why Professor Brother James Small said that our ancestors is crying. We done forsaken them so much. Yeah, he told us, he said they crying. They crying, literally crying because we ain't gave them no kind of consideration. For white folks, yeah, for white folks motherfucking asses. Yeah, they know what they done did. White folks know exactly what they done did, and they ain't even appreciative of it. Nope. They not even appreciative of it enough to say, hey, we can forgo, we could give up a vote. We could give up a vote and help Black America get their reparations. Hell, we got mixed kids, we got black kids. I mean, they not even willing. White folks not even willing. You know, they know that they people collectively don't want to have no mixed black kids. Shit, yeah, they eventually fell in love with that baby. Hell, who really can resist a baby? You know, I mean, who really can resist a baby? That's why I find it so surreal that these people actually set black babies on logs for alligators to come and get, so they could get the alligator. I don't now. Think I found it hard to believe too that, you know, when brother told us about the fireman leaving the black babies in the fires and stuff, and we couldn't get to face because that's what they did then. You know, it's like, who could do that? Who could do that to an innocent baby? But you know, in the book, in one of these books right here, honey, it was talking about after that one lynching and the church was on fire, and the daddy, the pastor, was strung up dead, and the mama, she was beat, killed, or something. Like, she probably was strung up too, because they lynched women too. And the baby was just running around and stuff in the yard. And as them motherfuckers on their horses was rearing up and stuff, and they were getting ready to leave, and they grabbed that baby and threw that baby in the doorway of that burning church. So no, it ain't nothing that I can't imagine they would not do. I know it don't even seem like, no, face, they could never do that. They did. They did. Yeah. I know they didn't do it physically, but they might as well, because they people did it and they ain't said a word or a whisper about it. That why you want to keep it a secret? Oh, because you didn't know. And just like I be saying, you know, today they don't tell Sabrina everything like they tell Karen. But see, that ain't no excuse, because Sabrina didn't know exactly what happened to John Hartfield, because Sabrina didn't know exactly who did what to Maurice Mays. See, that ain't no excuse, because she knew their ass was doing something. Now, you know your people now, you know. And, I just feel like for white folks to even be like, yeah, we're going to get married, we're going to have babies. How could you? Where's the unconditional love for that person you claim you love? You really going to marry them and put them in your family of murderous clans? Whole history, decades. Because I was under the impression that slavery was just, the hatred of black people was only in the South. Honey, they were just as racist in the North too. Yeah, once they found out, oh shit, black people coming up here, oh hell, they didn't like that at all. So, this whole thing right here, I want to know what happened to my people. What's wrong with my people? Who did it? Who hurt Black America? And to me, it looked like it's white America. I don't care how it's cut, shaped up. It just looked like it's white America. I'm sure when you write your book and stuff, we'll find out what other folks did to Black America too. Oh, here it is right here. We're going to get The Invention of the White Race by Theodore Allen. But right here, I got the American Dilemma, the Negro Problem, and Modern Democracy. 2. Oh, it's 1,408 pages. Not 1,400. It's 1,408 pages of genocide against black people. Against black people. That's why I'm here. That's the need I see that needs to be filled. Yeah. Yeah, what's happened to my people? Who did it? And I'll tell them. You ain't got to say nothing. I'll tell them myself who I think it is. Yeah, it's you, white America. We need to get away from you. And why you ain't let us go? Why you, white America? Why you ain't let us go? But since you ain't, let's talk about it. Let's talk about why should we stay with y'all asses. Because at this point, honey, yeah, we already gone. We already done turned our backs on white America. We looking out for us now. You know, I know people gonna be like, I ain't gotta tell you a damn thing. I ain't gotta tell you shit, and I don't. But honey, I'm gonna enjoy telling you every bit of why we done with white America. Yeah. Martin Luther King told everybody, injustice to one is injustice to all. And everybody had the nerve to think he was talking to us. They literally thought Martin Luther King was talking to us when he said injustice against one is injustice against all. Unbelievable. But yeah, this right here is the largest study on Black America, y'all. This is the largest study. Well, maybe not now. I don't know. Because this right here was in 1944. Okay? Now, the Project 2025 is 930 pages. So you know it's got to be some more out there. I mean, I'm just saying, I didn't even know about all this shit. Hell, I thought Black America was all right. I didn't know y'all asses. Done got y'all degrees and your diplomas and your certificates. You know, done got your bag now. And done let these folks pass all of this. I didn't. I'm like, wow, for real. But I forgive y'all. I know the fear runs deep in us. I know. I'm beginning to know. I'm beginning to know exactly why we ain't said nothing. We won't call out that elephant in the room. And if we do, we'll paint it red or some other color instead of pink. You know, that big pink elephant in the room. Yep. We'll call it out, but we'll be so subtle with it. White folks act like we ain't even talking to them. But you know, that's all right. That's all right. I know a lot of us are afraid of having to confront this. But we're going to have to do it to heal our people. That's all that should matter. We're going to have to do this to heal our people. Nothing else even matters. At this point, nothing even matters. Sure don't. And it's Black History Month. Yeah. Which we know is Black History Life. Because this is our lifestyle. Now, today, this is we're gonna always call it Black History Month because that's what we know it as. Dedicated ignorance. All of our masses don't know it as dedicated ignorance. They know it as self-hate. We're gonna always refer to one or the other, but we're gonna have to educate our people. Self-hate has now been coined dedicated ignorance. So see, it'll help us to get out of this one syllable communication or verbiage or whatever you want to say. I don't know. Because I could tell myself just by reading, I'm seeing words that I ain't never even seen before, honey. And I got a notebook for them new words too. It might be the one that say it's a vibe, you know, because it's going to be upgrading my language. See, ain't nothing wrong with helping us to upgrade our language. I seen some of y'all asses in there talking about, broken grammar, broken English. Oh, hell, shit, this cursed ass language. Every couple of words y'all say, you cursing each other. Yeah. Black America, every few words that we say, we cursing each other with this language. It's time for us to start using positive, magical, magnetic, cosmic words for our language. I love how y'all be saying grand rising and, you know, yeah, I like that. That's what we're supposed to do. But see, that right there seemed like it's really high up for the high bracket, the high educated, the highly educated, the highly more financially stable, I guess. I don't know. You got probably more religion stuff and the workings of the world and stuff. So, that is marvelous. But kind of like for us down here on this level, can you include us a little bit more? Now, I say good day and gratitude, but I resonate with Grand Rising too. But see, it's just the people down here where I'm at, they don't wholeheartedly resonate with Grand Rising. So see, they have to get to this level of good day, and then we'll climb up to good Grand Rising. You see how that works? Well, maybe not. Well, you will over time, because I do a lot of repetition. And so, they still be like, good morning to me. That's why I don't really speak that much, Yeah, on my other thing and stuff, when I just be out, I don't be like, hey, good morning, good day. I don't be like good day, because they going to be saying good morning. I won't even say Grand Rising. No, because I don't want to hear good morning and stuff. I just don't want to hear it. I might like it, like they status or something like that, but I'm shooting daggers. I'm shooting it right back. Anybody, hey, good morning, face. I'll see it and send it right back to them because I don't want it. Don't be sending that over here to me. Bless you. Bless you. I didn't even know about Ebonics. I don't know. We didn't even know about Ebonics. We didn't know that Jesus break down into just us. Well, just us. We didn't know that. Didn't nobody even make sure we got the memo. So when I found out and stuff, oh, honey, yes, I'm with this. Yes, it made sense to me. It resonated. It didn't irritate me. Learning about my people, all right, what happened to us. Yeah, it pisses me off. You can tell it bothers me. But, honey, it don't irritate me to learn. It do not irritate me to learn. I feel like it's empowering me. Yes, it's letting me know what my ancestors went through for me. Even if you don't know, even if you don't care, I know. I know exactly what they went through. So see, yeah, it's worth it to me to be doing this for our children and stuff. I just know we can't leave them in this situation. For all the love and all the benefit of the doubt we give to white people, we can't do it. We cannot do it. Look at this right here. This is what Henry Fonda said. The son, he was with his daddy. It was in the book. He was with his daddy, and there was a lynching going on of William Brown. William Brown was the one they did him like they did John Hartfield, cut off his fingers and his toes and stuff, and just mutilating him while he was hanging up and stuff. And all the white people were there and stuff, honey. They was in throngs. I think it was like 5,000, 10,000 white folks probably. They were going through the streets. But they was there all night trying to get him out of the jail. And they finally got him because them motherfuckers let the guards go home. So, they got him and they had him through the streets and stuff. I don't know if he was the one they had on that how they burn them crosses. Well, they actually had a brother on the thing, making him walk to where they finna lynch him and kill him. Yeah. So, I'm like, yeah, these right here, this is my Jesus right here. All of them. These are my Jesus right here. Yeah, I don't need Cesario Borgio talking about I'm coming back to get y'all stuff. You ain't coming to get me, taking me nowhere. If anything, you could tell my people who you really are and where you taking them. See, Black America, all we got to do is start thinking. Just think. Quit being afraid to think. But anyway, he said in the book, Henry Fonda, he said, while his feet were still dancing in the air, they riddled him. They riddled his body with bullets. He said it was the most horrendous sight. Just like they did Mary Turner. Just like they did Mary Turner when they cut her baby out of her and stomped on her baby. And then they shot her up with bullets. And I know they cut the baby out first because the story said that when the baby hit the ground, the baby hollered one time. And they stomped on her baby. So for Dr. Joy DeGraw to say that little white girl would be so heartbroken, if she was looking at a puppy, because you know that picture right there that was in the books and stuff, that little white girl, honey, was looking like she was looking at Santa Claus handing her a kitten or a puppy. But she was looking at a black man being hung. Where is it? She was looking at a black man being hung and had a look of glee on her face. It must be in that 1865 book, because this one right here ain't even got no pages. And Red Summer got some pages, but it's not that. It's not the picture of the little girl. But Dr. Joy DeGrasse said if there was a puppy that they had a stomped on, she said that little girl would be so toe up, she wouldn't be able to go to school or nothing. Her mama would be, oh, she's not eating, she's not doing anything, she's comatose, you know, she won't stop crying, she just keep whimpering like a puppy, you know, like a puppy whimpers and stuff, garnering sympathy for her over a puppy. But for her, that little girl, to see that black man hanging right there with just a... So, yeah, you know, like George Fraser said, you know, white folks ain't never had no healing. White folks ain't never had no therapy. We ain't never got no healing, and they ain't never got no therapy. They ain't never had no therapy. I know we finna read. Yeah, but, you know, I have to tell it, honey. I sure do. Yep. Let me see what time it is. I ain't gonna keep y'all all night. Not tonight. Oh, Hank, what is you talking about? Go get your channel. You go get your channel. And Will, you too. Yeah, you go get your channel too. Shit, what did your people do to my people? That's what we talking about right here. If you want to talk about something else, then you take your ass and get your channel. How about that? I know that's right. Later, get your ass on up out of here then. Shit, don't nobody give a damn cause y'all ass feel some type of way. Cause y'all motherfucking ass scared to tell white America what the fuck they done did. Shit, you don't want nobody else to say it, then go take your ass somewhere and sit down. You ain't got to be out here with everybody else. You do not have to be out here with everybody else. Hell, there's plenty of places your ass can go. My third great grandmother was a slave. She was the master's daughter. Yeah, well, I hope you got healing too, but I know my people deserve healing. We finna get some healing from my people. Anybody else, you know, I sympathize with y'all. I sympathize with y'all, but if you know you are the melted pot, whatever, you white and black or whatever, then you got two choices to get your healing. One of them just ain't right here. One of them just ain't right here. Right here is only about Black America with me. I know you mix. Hey, go on over there with the other people then. Go find another sister that want to look at your healing. Okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, shit, you can get a little bit of healing right here. Hell, and then a month or 2 months, a year down the road, shit, your ass gone back over there on the other side because you done infiltrated some shit. So yeah, go on and leave. Go on and leave, honey, because shit, it's irritating you right now to hear about what white America done did to my people. So why the hell is you gonna set your ass up in here and act like I'm finna stop? Why? After this right here, we finna read Lynching in Duluth. Then we finna read 100 Years of Lynching. Yeah, we finna find out what the hell has happened to Black America, whether you like it or not. So yeah, you can do yourself a favor and get the hell up out of here. But hey, I'm just saying. Shit, I ain't even got to look at your ass or your statements no more because, honey, I done maximized my screen. Sure have. I ain't even worried about y'all ass. I welcome cussing y'all motherfucking asses out. Sure do, honey. And just like I said, we do sympathize with y'all. We do sympathize with y'all and all y'all babies and y'all elderly ones and your loved ones and stuff, but we ain't coming to save nobody. You better get your ass up and go find somebody else that will come and help save y'all, because we ain't doing it no more. We saving us now. You don't like it, that's too damn bad shit. You should have did right by your people. Now y'all try to be for white America. Oh, we being for white America. As long as we hate on black folks, they'll make sure we all right. Now y'all ass gotta go. So get the hell away from around us. Get the stepping then. I don't care. Shit, as far as I'm concerned here, shit, take white America with you. Shit, that's why you did it. That's why you did it. You turned on everybody. You turned on yourselves. You turned on your loved ones. You turned on your babies that's over here. I thought y'all were coming here for sanctuary. I thought everybody was coming here for sanctuary. But now y'all got here and want to act like white folks against us. Then white folks done turned on y'all motherfucking ass. Now y'all mad at us. See, it don't even make no sense to me. All y'all asses crazy. All of y'all asses think just like white folks. And we better stop fucking with y'all and get away from you. Because, see, don't come up in here and act like you mad at me. No, you ain't mad at me. You mad because I'm telling it. See, I don't know what you're still hiding it for anyway. What are you still making your black friends feel like you on their side for? This the end now. This is the end. This is it. The end game. You ain't got to be lying to black folks no more. Oh, I love black folks. I care about black folks. And then come in here and want to jump on me. Then want to bring your ass in here and jump on me instead of being a man or a woman, whoever you is, and letting your black, your melanated friends and family know how you really feel. So, yeah, no, I ain't prejudiced. I'm not racist. I'm not prejudiced, honey. I'm suspicious. You get it straight about me. I am suspicious of all of y'all motherfucking asses. And if I have my way, every last one of y'all asses will be leaving. And you'll be taking Karen, Brad, Sabrina too, all them babies that they got and stuff. Take everything, pack it up, ship it up, compact it, and take it and them with you. Leave us here. We done built this up. We can't take everything we done built up and go with us. Now, y'all get y'all asses up and go. If my people say by any hair on anybody's chin, a black man, if my people say on any hair on any black man's chin, some of y'all can stay. I'll probably say, all right, prove it. Which ones? I'm going to critique their asses before I say okay, because as far as I'm concerned, ain't nobody coming to no cookout ever again. You don't deserve to. Neither one of you. None of you. You don't deserve it. And how I know that? Because y'all asses is mad because you chose the other side. Black folks been telling y'all asses white folks gonna do y'all wrong too. See, that's been a dummy and a fool. I'm glad Black America is just a fool and not a dummy and a fool. Honey, that make me want to learn more. Honey, that make me want to go all in for my people. Do you hear me? Shit, I don't need y'all motherfucking degrees and shit. For what? For what? Shit, y'all degrees don't mean nothing. Sure don't. You better take that little mankind stuff, honey, and save yourself. Because mankind and humanity is in danger now. And honey, we doing for us now. We finna save us now. Yeah, see, y'all done let it get to the point where mankind and humanity is at stake. The sun don't like y'all anyway. I'm just saying the sun don't like you anyway. And things finna get real rough too. Nature finna get rough. Mankind finna get rough. You see what Trump doing to you? Yeah, you see what Trump doing to you. And Black America, I just want to tell us, honey, go on, let's go back to basics. Let's just go on and go back to basics. We happy at it anyway. Shit, we getting tired of hell. Ain't y'all getting tired of putting on all that damn shit? Ain't you getting tired of all of that? Take it off. Be yourself. Take all that shit off. Throw it away. Be yourself. I bet you'll drop 50 pounds. That wig alone, that motherfucker weigh 12.5 pounds. Take it off. Take it off. The sun that would be absorbed through your scalp, sister, honey, it's going everywhere but into you. See, we becoming deficiency ourselves, fucking with white America. They got us living like them, thinking like them, dressing like them, eating like them, getting our medical care and attention like them, breathing like them. Black America, I bet you we breathing so shallow. In another 3, 4, 5, 13 years, our nose gonna be so slim like that right there. Y'all gonna be like, who done had nose surgery? Cause we ain't breathing. We ain't using it to breathe. No, we supposed to be breathing deeply. That's why our nose big, see? We supposed to be breathing through our nose and shit. We all this hyperventilating and shit like white folks. We be no fell out. All this breathing shallow and stuff. We supposed to be breathing deeply through these wide nostrils we got right here. We doing everything like white America. We got to stop. We got to stop. Turn our own music back on. What song you like by Earth, Wind, and Fire? Al Green, Sha-La-La. What song you like by the Commodores? What, Just to Be Close to You? What? Hell, whatever it is, put it on. Put it on repeat. I don't know. Whatever song you like. Then when your company come on, honey, yeah, snap your finger and let it come on. You don't need Siri and all that stuff. Just get you the old-fashioned clap, and let it come on and stuff. Yeah, you gonna feel good. Whatever company come over there and stuff, they gonna feel good because you feeling good. See? And just let them know to keep that feeling. Let that be their song too. Don't be selfish. Let them feel the joy in that song too. Because we gotta start thinking of ways, hey, that we could try to talk again. Shit. Well, I mean, I know y'all ain't worrying about being infiltrated, well-faced. We ain't that slow. I think we could tell if somebody is so, but all of us don't. All of us don't. So, we can't be acting like that. So we just got to start looking out for each other again. And that's what white folks don't want. No, they do not want that. Oh, we are on part 3 in our book, y'all. We on part 3. I'm trying to see what page was it. I don't want to go back. I want to go on and finish this book right here so I can take it back to the library. Oh, the profile of a rider. That right there was when they a typical rider in the summer of 1967 was a Negro, unmarried male between the ages of 15 and 24. See, this book right here, remember that night I was reading this right here and it seemed like all of a sudden, the rider ended up being not the white men that were riding, but the black men who were defending themselves. When the black community finally stood up and they started putting up borders and barriers, you can't come down this street. This street right here leads to our communities where our women and our children are, our businesses are. So when black men finally came out and put up their barriers and stuff, that's when all of a sudden they are the riders. They started calling the white men the counter riders. Yeah, the counter riders. Ain't that some bullshit? That's how motherfuckers do us. That's how they do. And I don't trust none of their asses. I sure don't. I want you to know right now, I don't. It's a shame. We even got to be around them to work with them, just to take care of ourselves and shit, because they done malign us with all this bullshit. We ain't even got a frame of thought about being our own business owners, teaching our children how to be financially secure, how to be critical thinkers, because we don't let every motherfucker infiltrate. Hell, they know how to do everything you know how to do, sister. Sure do, honey. Shit, you think so? And they done learned your routine from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. They done learned your whole routine. They know how you is when you wake up, fixing breakfast, if you fix breakfast, what you watch on TV, when you go get showered, get dressed for your daytime, when you start cooking lunch, dinner. They know your whole routine. They can pretty much know what you looking at on your TV. Because they sitting at home. They sitting at home looking at real shit that they done did, that they learning about. They glorifying it. But they know at your house, your ass watching cooking shows, reality shows, old white sitcoms like Andy Griffith. And that's fine with them. That's fine with white folks and everybody else. But I tell you this, you start putting on the right stuff on your TV. And when they come over there, honey, they're going to show you how they really feel. It's either gonna resonate or it's gonna irritate their ass. Yep, watch and see. But let's read, because we are on part 3. Look how much we got done, y'all. Look at that. Y'all is so wonderful and patient. I mean, dang, look at that. I didn't even know y'all were going to be this patient, because I didn't know I was going to be this patient. I was like, oh, shoot. You mean tell me we're going to read all this? But yeah, we're going to read all this. We sure will. We done read over half of this book. Yeah, and this book ain't got no pages in it, honey. The other book got pages in it. Red Summer. You know, Red Summer, honey, had some pages in it. And I think that racial violence in Kentucky, 1865 to 1940. I'm going to get that book again. I want to have my own book of that. Yeah. That right there is Carswell Church, where Joe Ruffin, the church, they burnt down that church right there. Joe Ruffin, they was having a celebration. It was 1919. They was having a celebration for all the soldiers. You know, all the soldiers that came back home and stuff. And you know, our soldiers dominated everything. Honey, they went over there when they finally got the fight and stuff out. Honey, the white folk were finna throw the war. The white folks motherfucking ass were finna throw the war instead of letting black men fight. Black men like, damn, we over here in the war to fight for our freedom. We over here to fight. Oh, honey, they had them working in the mess hall and cooking and janitor and shit. They ass was literally finna lose the war. Yeah. And then black men would tell them, shit, damn, why don't you put black men in the war? Why you think they here? Well, they're like, hey, do you want to win this war or not? Do you want to win, or do you want the South to win? And then they like, all right, we'll put the black men in. So they put the black men in, honey. The black men dominated every aspect of the war they was in. Do you hear me? The black men. And right today, Trump trying to get rid of the Tuskegee Airmen, their air lessons. Honey, the Tuskegee Airmen, what they call the Hellfighters or something. Well, one of them. But they were the airmen and stuff. Honey, it was the 369th Regiment. And honey, they was up there in the sky dominating it. And honey, don't you know that man is finna do away with them lessons? Lessons, they are lessons when you up in the sky in your jet. Lessons that save lives, lessons that work. And his ass just gonna do away with them. Yeah. Ain't that just motherfucking ironic? The hell shit. Somebody in them jets that just hit each other, killing all them people with our sisters on that plane and shit. Make me wonder, hell, who was even flying it? Was it a real person flying the other jet, the other plane, or what? I don't know. I just don't put nothing past these folks and stuff. I sure don't. No, ma'am, honey. I'll walk. Thank you. I will walk where I need to go. But where was it at talking about the soldiers and stuff? And they was having a celebration for all the soldiers and stuff. And Joe Ruffin was going to the celebration because his family had already went there. Joe Ruffin was a wealthy black man, honey. White folks couldn't stand it. Honey, he had cars. He had cattle. He had a nice home, so much land. Joe Ruffin was so rich. He was loaning money to black people in the town and stuff. You know white folks hated that, honey. Oh, no, can't no black man. You cannot have a car, much less more than one. And you loaning money to black people in this town, too. Honey, they hated Joe. So the family had went to the celebration and stuff for the troops, and Joe was on his way there, but he passed a sheriff and a sheriff's deputy, and they had one of the black men that he knew, and they were taking him to jail, and the black man was like, whoa, there's Joe. Stop Joe. He'll pay my bail for me. They said it was $75 or something like that, and Joe had stopped him. He was like, well, what's going on? They were like, oh, we got Samuel, and he was doing something. Then Joe was like to himself, well, why were they even there? Because this was a black celebration for black troops. Why were these white men there anyway? But they said they were there for like some prosperity. They were there for like alcohol or something, see who was selling bootleg alcohol or some bullshit like that. They were lying and stuff. Honey. So yeah, what happened was Joe had got out of his car and walked over to the police car and stuff, and they were talking, but the sheriff got out And then I get the sheriff, they didn't like Joe anyway. And I think the sheriff tried to attack Joe because Joe said, no, I don't have $75 on me. I'm on my way to the celebration. Can he come with me and I'll make sure you get the $75? And they were like, no, we can't do that and stuff, you know. And I guess the sheriff tried to hit Joe or something. Well, anyway, a gun went off and the sheriff was killed. Joe was grazed by the bullet. And I think Samuel, the man that he was going to help, I think he was shot too. Well, anyway, white people had found out what happened and stuff. So white people came down there and stuff because they were waiting. They knew that the sheriff and the sheriff deputy were going to that celebration on some bullshit. So they knew that something had happened and stuff. So all the white people came down there and stuff, and they started attacking Joe, and you know, it was a whole big old fiasco and stuff. And I don't know what happened to the soldiers, you know, during that time and stuff, but it ended up being a real big riot and stuff. I think what happened with the soldiers when they got down there where they was at, that's when they started fighting back. And then the martial law was called in, you know, and when they was called in, they got on the white folks' side. Yeah, martial law was helping the white folks a lot of times in the massacres. I know that's what they were doing. I didn't have to read it but one time when they got there and the black people were down here protecting their borders and stuff, and the white people were right here. So when the martial law, when the troops came up, the military came up and were talking to the white folks first, then you know they were like, oh yeah, they've been shooting and they've been throwing, you know, aggravating us and throwing weapons and stuff at us. So the military ended up giving their ass ammunitions and guns and shit, y'all. Then they all went and started attacking the black folks. And they all went and started attacking black folks just like that, you know. But yeah, it was John Holiday and Henry Ruffin. They was Joe Ruffin's sons. And they killed both of them. Hung one of them with the chain and the other one with the rope. And they threw their bodies in that burning church right here in the burning church of Coswell Grove. Yeah, and they said they didn't know which one had got the chain and which one got the rope. But Joe did live, and they had Joe in jail. After they bandaged his head up and stuff, Joe Ruffin, they had him in jail. Honey, white folks were still trying to get that man. White folks were still trying to get that man. And after it was all over and dead and stuff and over and done, he said that had nobody suffered worse than him. His daughters and I think his wife and stuff, they was able to leave, you know, escape before it got really bad and stuff. But they did find his sons and they lynched him. They couldn't find Joe because they moved Joe out of that jail to another location. So what white folks motherfucking ass did, they went and found Joe Ruffin's best friend. His name was Willie Williams, and he was Joe Ruffin's best friend. They found him and hung him because they couldn't get to Joe. They had moved Joe for his own safety. Yeah, white folks ain't never been nice, been having no kind of mercy. This right here was Willie Brown. That's Willie Brown. Yeah. And he the one, they did him just like they did John Hartfield when they lynched Willie, you know, and they cut off his fingers and his toes and, you know, protruding parts of his body and stuff. And they shot him with so many bullets and stuff. And then after that, when they took him down off the lynching, they put him on that fire. White folks put him on this fire and they watched him burn until that fire went out. Can you imagine? They watched him burn until that fire went out. We don't know when he died, when he succumbed to his injuries and stuff. We have no idea of knowing. And until y'all ask some questions and because I'm asking some questions, until we ask some questions and start doing some research, we ain't gonna never know nothing. We ain't gonna never know nothing. I know white folks are telling y'all that they don't think about these times, they don't talk about these times and stuff, but they a motherfucking lie. They do. See, they only got select ones that they can reveal these things to now. It sure ain't Sabrina, you know. It ain't Bree either. So, see, they got certain ones they can tell these things to. Then after they burned his body, when the fire went out, they drug him through the town. They tied his body on the back of their truck and drug him through the whole town. 6 miles. 6 miles through the whole town. And folks were finding his body parts. Folks was finding his body parts, just walking and wouldn't even know. What is this right here? And it's part of him. It's part of Willie Brown. They did the same thing to John Hartfield. Yep, they did the same thing to John Hartfield. And it was like John Hartfield's lynching was like a fair. It was like a carnival, y'all. When they lynched John, it was like how the carnival come to town and stuff, and they got the rides up, and you could smell the cotton candy and the popcorn and stuff, and you hear the sound, and you could see the lights from way across town. You could hear all the people and stuff, That's how John Hartfield's lynching was. It was just like, I don't know, the yearly spectacle, I guess. And they tied him up. This was in June 1919. Yeah, the awakening of Black America. We in another awakening. If I ain't said it before, we are in another awakening. So whatever anybody got to say and stuff, they can go to motherfucking hell by themselves. And they tied John up. And they just hoisted him up, y'all. And then they went to work on him. And he was just screaming and stuff until he couldn't scream no more. Begging, Jesus, please, come and save me, Jesus. Don't you hear me calling you? You gonna let these demons right here run up on me, stabbing me, cutting my fingers and my toes off. And you're not going to come and save me. See, this is y'all Jesus that y'all been waiting on. Ain't never came for nobody. Didn't never smite nobody down. Ain't never came. We calling on the wrong one. We calling on the wrong one. We supposed to be calling on a dog. We calling on a cat. It's something like that. We calling on a cat, and we supposed to be calling on a dog to save us. A canine, man's best friend. But see, we won't never know these things. We won't never think about these things or even consider them. As long as we stay wrapped up in what white America won't, we won't even consider that we got post-traumatic slave syndrome. That's what Dr. Joy DeGrasse said. We won't even consider that we have dedicated ourselves to being ignorant. Dr. Ray Hagins, dedicated ignorance. We can't even imagine. We can't contemplate our lives without white America. You can't. You cannot. Well, I ain't speaking. I'm excluding the ones that I'm finna learn from, because I know y'all got immense knowledge of what's going on. But I want to know why come y'all ain't been out here. Why y'all ain't sent that memo to us? That memo didn't make it. Why you didn't hand deliver it? That memo didn't make it. Why you didn't put it in a song or a cartoon or something for us? See? Yeah, I'm not here on the that successful pinnacle that y'all reached. I'm here for those like myself that didn't even get half of the information and knowledge that some of y'all got, the opportunities that some of y'all got, the education that some of y'all got. What about us? We need to know these things. So see, yeah, I'll be speaking to us and stuff, but I want us to know. I'm not dividing us and stuff, but those that's like me, I really need us to understand where we stand in all of this. I know we think we have to forgive, but Dr. Frances Cress Wheeler said we ain't got to forgive nobody. She said, you ain't got to forgive nobody. So I know we lied, told ourselves, it's for you, Faith. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Why are you lying to me? Oh, that's what you feel you got to do. See, Black America, a lot of us feel like it's our purpose to keep us forgiving in our forgiving state for white America, but it ain't. It ain't your purpose. You ain't got to be afraid of it. All you got to do is accept your personal freedom for your people. That's it and that's all. If you lose anybody, if folks don't want to be your friends no more, then oh fucking well. You were never my friend. Your spouse want to divorce you, then oh well, you were never for me or my people. Because see, when people love just you and not the rest and not all your people too, then see that right there was a red flag. I see it all the time. Sister be thinking she got the best of the best and stuff, honey. That man won't even let you help your sister. Shut up. So won't. But anyway, y'all, the Harlem Hellfighters, they was the ones that was at the celebration. The Harlem Hellfighters. Yep, they sure was. And honey, it was 3,000. It was 3,000 black soldiers. You know, I'm trying to be respectful of the Noah's ordinance and stuff. I don't want them to be like, damn, who was that doing all that yelling and stuff? You know, that's some shit. But it was 3,000 black soldiers of the 369th Infantry Regiment of the 15th New York National Guard. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes, honey. And they were the ones that they were having that celebration for. And Joe Ruffin was on his way. And then there was the Augusta Chronicle. And it said, race ride at Millen. Honey, that's what they would do. Then they had in big old letters, Negro in jail here. And all the newspapers would report it, you know. So white folks would see the newspapers and stuff, and they would go to the jail because we finna get his ass. See, the media ain't never been on our side, honey. The media was the main one. In 1904, Atlanta race riot for 3 days. White folks. So much. Jesse Thornton was lynched in 1940 because he wouldn't say yes, sir, to a white man. He refused to say yes, sir, to a white man. And then Jeff Brown was lynched because he bumped into a white woman. Yep, it was an accident. He stumbled. I don't know if he stepped on his shoestring or what, or crack in the sidewalk, but he stumbled. It didn't even fall into it. He just bumped into her. If it even happened. You know, I mean, yeah. White folks just did stuff like that. Oh, damn. And then John Hartfield, I got right here, y'all. White kids was even in the tree. White kids was in the tree watching them burn John Hartfield's body on that fire. Like they had Willie Brown. They did John Hartfield like that. Because I got it right here. Burned his corpse. They burned his corpse. You know. It was 10,000 white people in Ellisville, Mississippi, on the outskirts of town. That's where it happened, at Ellisville, Mississippi. Hey, I ain't never been there. And the newspaper said 5 p.m. sharp. White folks was ready. It said citizens, the Minnesota governor, to the NAACP knew about it. The NAACP knew about it. They couldn't do nothing. Could nobody do nothing? Nobody. So I got a whole problem with this whole religious thing and Jesus and, because who? If it wasn't nobody during this time right here for him to bring his ass back. Yeah. That ain't no cuss word here like y'all cursing. If it wasn't nobody deserving in these times right here, this book or lynching in Duluth, I got that put up till I'm done with this. Then who is worthy today for him to come back? You tell me. If Jesus couldn't find nobody else, y'all Jesus, because he ain't nobody called on black Jesus. Ain't nobody that I know done even called on black Jesus. We don't even call on our ancestors. We don't even call on our big mama, our great-great-grandmama. No, because we feel like, oh, that's dumb, that's silly. Why would you do that? Why are you talking to them and stuff? I have people all the time ask me, who you talking to over here? You talking? You singing? I know I'm talking to my ancestors, just like your ass be talking to your God. Yeah. Because sometimes I do talk to my ancestors, just like I'm talking to you, just like you talk to your God. Shit, hell, I didn't know your ass over there staring at me. Shit, what are you staring at me for? You know? But yeah, I let them know, yeah, honey, I talk to my ancestors. I'm going to tell on your ass if you don't get the hell away from me. I mean, shit, you know, we just got to start thinking about this and stuff. White folks ain't all of that. White folks been lying to us. Yeah, they ain't going to get to lie to me much longer. And what is this right here? Oh, y'all, this was Jesse Washington. Jesse was 17 years old, y'all. Yep, all white jury. Mm-hmm. It was a 4-minute trial, y'all. His whole family was arrested and released. Everybody except for Jesse. They said Jesse committed the crime. He was illiterate, though. He couldn't read. You know, they tricked him into a confession, talking about they'll keep him safe if he just admitted. So he admitted. Spectators openly threatened him in court. Oh, yeah, you guilty. You nigga, we're going to get you. We're going to kill you. We're going to hang you. We can't wait to get our hands on you. Can you imagine? All the manipulation, the lying and shit. His family, you know, they released his family, but they kept him. His name was Jesse Washington. And it took them folks 4 minutes to say he was guilty. Yeah. And when they coerced him into that confession and tricked him, they knew what was gonna happen. And once they after 4 minutes they said guilty, the courtroom erupted. White folk just started climbing over and jumping and crawling under the benches, around the benches. They were going to get Jesse. That's all they were there waiting on. They was already slobbing and stuff while during the 4 minutes, you'd have thought it was 4 hours the way they were sitting there just ready, waiting for them to say guilty. And once they did, it said the room exploded. It erupted. White folks grabbed him and dragged him outside. They were beating Jesse. They were stabbing Jesse. They stripped him. They stripped all his clothes off of him. And they were beating on him and stabbing him, y'all. Then they poured oil on Jesse and set him on fire. That's what white folks did. So, you know, for us to be talking about, you know, in a lake of fire, spending eternity in a lake of fire, this is hell right here. This is hell right here. Ask Jesse. Ask John Hartfield. Ask them. Ask them what they think hell is at. Because to me, I know in my heart, all of them will tell you, no, don't go to heaven. You better take that exit. You better take that exit before you find yourself, Black America, in an eternity. You hear me? In an eternity. Right there in heaven. Why you think they keep heaven going on and on and on and on and on? Because people keep believing it. Black people keep falling for it. Black people keep falling for it. Won't nobody dispute it. Won't nobody say, hey, that don't sound right. So they're able to keep heaven alive. So because y'all stop right there in heaven. You don't go on up and around that big expansive universe. How can y'all see all of this cosmic energy up here and think that it's just heaven and hell? How can you think it's just heaven and hell? I know I thought it too, but shit, I done told a couple of y'all that it's more than one universe. It's actually 12 universes, y'all. We live in a multiverse. So since we way down here, you know, and the rest of it up there, let me pull this back so you can see. Let me get my little pen and stuff. I know because folks really got upset about this right here, honey. Sure did. But, you know, I just got to tell my people, I wasn't even trying to go there with this, you know, little analogy again and stuff, but somebody proved it to us and stuff. See this right here. This is hell. This right here is heaven. This is hell, and this is heaven. This one universe right here. This is one universe. We got 12 universes. It's a multiverse. So in other words, this is your multiverse. This multiverse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and go all the way around over through there. You get my idea, right? Yeah. Now see, when you pass over and stuff, if you got your heart set on You got your heart and your soul and mind set on heaven and hell, that's as far as you going. That's as far as you going when you die and leave from here. See, ain't no need to be afraid about death, because death is not the end for us. You ain't got to stop right here. Why you don't want to go on up, Black America? Why you don't want to go on up to the third universe? Hell, maybe you want to go over here to the fifth or the sixth universe. See, white America done tricked you into staying in the first universe. But honey, it's a huge universe up there. You know, I didn't know either. Shit, I was surprised. Can you imagine how surprised I was? Shit, I want you to ask your pastor about all of this. I might go to church just so I can ask a pastor about all of this. But he ain't gonna know. He ain't gonna know. Because see, the thing about it is, all the pastors went to the same school of biblical, what is it called, theoretical or some shit like that, theology or something like that, you know. So I'm just kind of like, oh, so they all went to the same school. Pretty much, yeah. But anyway, see, what happens with all of this right here, what this is the multiverse. That's called a multiverse. It's 12 universes. Each universe got 999 galaxies. Check this out. This universe right here, it's got heaven. This universe actually got 999 galaxies. But see, you ain't going to go to the galaxies and stuff. You're going to take your ass right here and stop. At least go to the end of it so you can see that there's some more out there. You know, I'm just saying shit. I'm just saying. But anyway, each universe got 999 galaxies. They all got 999 galaxies. Each galaxy, listen to me, each galaxy got 999 planets. So you see, each galaxy in the universe got 999 planets. Each planet has 9 realms. Each planet, like Earth, planet Earth got 9 realms. This Earth right here got 9 realms. This is just one. This is just one realm in this 9 realms. But not only that, this is one planet out of 999 planets. And outside of them 999 planets, you got 999 galaxies. You see how big the universe is? It's like, you know, it's kind of like that. It's so expansive. You know, they only give you a little heaven and hell. But honey, you can go. I'm going all the way to the end. I'm going to the 12th universe, to the 12th of never. That's what the Earth and Wind and Fire was talking about, the 12th of never. Yeah. So I just want to say, you know, Black America, yeah, just reconsider things. There's 300 extraterrestrials. Yeah. They races, they from all different planets. Shit, you got 999 planets and 999 galaxies. See, they got us thinking we the only ones down here for real. You know, Black America, it's all this religion and shit got us. Dr. Pastor Ray Hagins said that religion is a paralysis. It is a paralyzer. It paralyzes our analysis to think for ourselves. Because we are encased in this religious, you know, sinkage. And we can't think for ourselves. You know, he put it a little differently, but that's basically what he was saying. And, you know, yeah, I believe it. I believe that until we start thinking and critiquing, we're going to always see things, you know, as just heaven and hell. Just heaven and hell. But you got to ask yourself, do your higher power want you to know? Because I had to ask myself, and I feel like I was blaspheming. Shit. Yeah, I'm like, dang, I don't want to feel like I'm questioning God and stuff. But then it just dawned on me, you know, I guess I'm just listening to my mentors and stuff. And it just dawned on me that, hey, my God want me to know the truth. My higher power want me to know the truth. Don't your higher power, your creator, want you to know the true face? And I kept asking myself that, and then yeah. Why wouldn't he? If he don't, or she. If my higher power don't want me to know the truth, then that ain't my higher power. That is not my higher power that don't want me to know the truth. So yeah, I can see all of that. I can see them 12 universes. I sure can, honey. So I just want to let my people know and stuff, honey. Keep going past heaven. Keep going past heaven. At least do your own research on it. Out of that book, of course. You can keep reading that same old book and stuff, and you can keep finding different stuff every time you see it. Every time you read that Bible, you can find different stuff. But is it the stuff you need to find? We're in a new era, Black America. We're in a new awakening. Our entire landscape, our entire lifescape got to change. We got to start studying different, speaking different, living different, thinking different, breathing different for us. Not for white America. Now, that don't mean go up and pick somebody else's ways and stuff. Hell, start acting like the Indian lady or the Hmong lady or hell, the Amish lady and stuff. Just be like black women. Hell, everybody want to be you. Shit. And they still can't go in the sun like that. See, everybody can fool everybody. But they can't fool the sun. Look at that one lady, that one white lady that took all them pills or whatever she did. But honey, she looked black. But her black don't look right. Her black do not look right, y'all. The sun says shit, that heifer can't fool me. And it don't look right. It just look like, I don't know, when I seen it, I guess it looked like paint that you spray on. Because I used to call myself doing some reupholstering and stuff when I was a young mother. And you get the spray can and you drag the dresser outside and you just spray it. But hell, it get to running. You know, the paint will run. But her skin looked it like that. Like, you know, it ain't real. But yeah, you know, they can fool us, but you can't fool the sun. You know, they cannot fool the sun. The sun know, the cosmos know who they gave that key to. And they gave the key to Black America. Black people, melanated people. You know, I'm speaking of Black America because that's where I'm at right here. You see it on the book, United States of America. You know, when the cosmos manifested the Black woman, she was in Africa. She manifested in Africa. Yeah, it could be the Black man and the Black woman. It's your choice. This is your reality. Okay? Now, I'm comfortable saying that the cosmos manifested the Black woman because to me, the cosmos up there, honey, is giving life. It's a womb. It's giving life. Right now, it's giving life. It's giving life to some stars, maybe some storms. Confirmation. Maybe some storms. Maybe some black holes are being formed. You know, new planets are being formed. It's giving birth up there. The Black woman gives birth. I know all women give birth. I know that all women got a womb. But honey, everybody's womb ain't black. No, everybody's womb ain't black. Blickety black. That's the Black woman's womb. So yeah, you know, I can get with it. I can say the cosmos manifested the Black woman and the Black man at the same time. It's my creation. The greatest creator of your reality is you. You. Use it for your best benefit. Why you gonna give all the benefit to them, to this, the people behind this? Yeah, I can't do it. Y'all do it if y'all want to, but Face won't be doing it. No. I'd rather have all the benefit of doubt in myself and my people. Because if they could tell us right now, honey, they would tell you, go past heaven. Go past heaven. Even our church is not the same. Your pastor not going to tell you the truth when you go ask him. He's not going to tell you the truth. Because he feel like now, today, he got to make sure white America is comfortable so he can stay comfortable. Yeah, and I don't know when it was. I don't know when black churches decided, no, this the last time they finna bust up in here with they horses and they whips, telling us we can't have no more meetings with black folks. But that's what happened. Yep. So patterns of disorder. Did we start? I think we started on empirical on chapter 3, part 3. I think we did read that first, empirical generalizations. Did we read that? Let's see. Yeah, because I remember reading that word delineating empirical generalizations. Yeah, it was just really telling about the, summarizing it up and stuff. Minor studies of aggression, correlations of lynchings with economic indices. And I want to say we had read that too, but I didn't really understand that correlations of lynchings with economic indices. Maybe we didn't, because I was wondering. I know economic got to do with funds, finances, but indices. So let's read. Introduction. It has been suggested elsewhere, Dollard, Dollard, 1939, if you want to look it up, that the strength of instigation to an act of aggression following frustration varies not only with the strength of instigation to the frustrated goal response, that's Sears and Sears in 1940, but also with the degree to which the goal response suffers interference. It would be expected, for example, that if a hungry baby were forced to get its milk through a nipple with a very small hole, crying and general irritability would result, and that the smaller the hole, the greater would be the irritability, because it can't get no milk out. So it's getting frustrated, it's getting angry, it's getting mad. So the hypothesis may be stated formally as follows. The strength of instigation to aggression varies directly with the amount of interference with the frustrated goal response. Now, if the hole make it a little bit bigger, then it wouldn't be as much irritability, but it would still be some irritability till that, that hole is sufficient to allow a steady stream of milk to the baby. And I know that because I used to have to loosen the hole up, because the nipples are like from 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 9 months, because the real small babies need the smaller holes. And I guess I would have some old nipples, for the new baby and stuff, or get the wrong size, and you just take a needle and just widen the hole up a little bit. But yeah, I get exactly what it's talking about. But let's read. Certain kinds of social statistics furnish excellent sources for the investigation of this principle. A comparison of the total amounts of social aggression during various phases of the economic cycle is an instance in point. If our hypothesis is correct, it would be expected that aggressive acts should be more numerous during years of depression than during years of prosperity, since economic conditions in general reflect the ease or difficulty with which the customary economic activities of the members of a group can be carried out. And low indices or bad economic conditions represent a greater interference with customary goal responses than do high indices or good business conditions. You got that? I know that was a lot, wasn't it? That was one sentence. I know that's good reading, ain't it? Yeah. We here to read. We're going to be reading a lot of stuff repetitiously too. As a member of aggression, the total number of crimes of violence would be satisfactory if the legal definition of crime of violence remained constant. Unfortunately, for the present purpose, however, there have been marked changes during the past half century, both in police and judicial interpretation of laws covering crimes of violence and in the laws themselves. I ain't even gonna say what the criteria of property, the criteria of property crimes with the use of violence have remained somewhat more constant. And D.S. Thomas, 1925, has shown that the numbers of these crimes correlate negatively with economic indices. That's INDICES. Might be indices. I think it's indices. But since crimes involving property might increase because of increased neediness during periods of poor economic conditions, and the aggression thus be only a byproduct, this correlation is not completely convincing as a verification of the principle here postulated. Fortunately, however, in the case of one crime of violence, lynching, the criteria have remained constant during the past 50 years or so. Oh, let me read that again. It said, fortunately, however, in in the case of one crime of violence, the lynching, the crime of lynching, the criteria have remained quite constant during the past 50 years or so. Furthermore, lynchings do not rise out of an attempt to improve one's economic position during times of economic stress, as in the case with property crimes. Statistics on the number of lynchings per year therefore constitute an excellent measure of aggression for our purpose. Consequently, in order to test the proposed hypothesis, correlations were obtained between the number of lynchings and the concomitant, CONCOMITANT, and the concomitant indices of economic conditions during the last half century. Now you see why they said put in a book black people won't read? That's what they meant. If you do read, it's gonna be so in depth, so deep, you're gonna be like, never mind. But see, we love to read. We love to read, see? That's the thing. White people didn't know that black folks love to read. We didn't even know. I know you didn't know you love to read. Yep. That's why we shy away from it. But honey, you love to read. You're going to be the best reader ever. Watch it, see. Data and results. Sources of data. Economic indices, which are to be used as a measure of the degree of interference with customary economic goal responses, must obviously refer to the economic activities of the group in which the measured aggression occurs. An analysis of 4,761 cases of lynching during the 49 years from 1882 to 1930, inclusive, indicates that 3,386, or 71.1%, were lynchings of Negroes. And that's Work 1931 if you want to look it up. Most of these cases occurred in the 14 southern states in which, during that period, cotton was the basic commodity. Hence, as a rapper, R-A-P-E-R, a raper or rapper, 1933, has seen, the value of cotton crops is the index of greatest value in connection with Negro lynching. The specific indices which were considered most relevant to the economic conditions of the group were the farm value of cotton, principally in the 14 southern cotton states, and it's just one. The farm value of cotton, principally in the 14 southern cotton states, the per acre value of cottons in the same states. The farm value is the total value, price times yield, of cotton produced during a given year. The per acre value of cotton was attained by dividing the farm value for a given year by the total acreage for that year. The data on farm values of cotton and total acreage devoted to cotton were obtained from various volumes of the Statistical Abstract of the United States. For the correlation with the total lynchings in the United States, a composite economic index covering a large number of components seemed most suitable. The index chosen includes weighted individual measures of consumption, production, construction, imports, exports, and prices. The number of lynchings which have occurred in any given year cannot be determined with absolute accuracy. Two factors make up for difficulty in securing such information: the censorship which is occasionally exerted over the reporting of such acts, and some flexibility in the criteria for determining what constitutes a lynching. The data concerning the number of Negro lynchings and the total number of lynchings are naturally fallible with respect to these factors. There is little reason to believe, however, that the censorship of lynching reports would vary systematically with economic indices, and in order to reduce the importance of the second factor, data have been used which were based on a consistent criterion and a uniform system of reporting for the entire period. The data were obtained from the Negro Yearbook, and that's Work, 1931, page 293, if you want to look it up. For all the years between 1882 and 1930 inclusive, Race riots and gang murders were not included in the computations. The distinction has been made between a lynching and a gang murder on the basis of the fact that whereas a gang murder is premeditated and carried out by a few people in conspired secrecy from constituted authorities. Wow. Whereas a gang murder is premeditated and carried out by a few people in conspired secrecy from constituted authorities, a lynching is usually spontaneous and carried out in a public fashion with scores, hundreds, and not uncommonly, thousands of eyewitnesses. Gang murderers operate in secrecy to evade the law. Lynchers operate in the open and publicly defy the law. Well, that used to be true until we read in Racial Violence in Kentucky, 1865 to 1940, how the state of Kentucky coerced and talked to white folks, white Kentuckians, that, hey, we gonna need y'all to stop dragging black people down the street and, hanging them in all these trees, and then you leave them there for hours and days. You won't even let nobody come and get them. And we need y'all to stop doing that because we want Kentucky to be a prosperous state. We want people to move here and have their babies here and see Kentucky as a glorious, beautiful land, the land of Kentucky. And white folk were like, what? What do you mean? And we gonna need you to stop lynching them and burning their bodies like you roasting a pig. We gonna need y'all to stop dragging black men behind your trucks in the whole town. It's disconcerting when normal people is just walking down the street and they find an ear. So we're gonna need y'all to stop doing that in public. And white folks didn't want to do it. They probably didn't for a while. But then white folks finally gave in. And they told Kentucky authorities, okay, we'll stop just lynching black folks in the opening. So see, they still do it, just not publicly like it was. So the white folks told Kentucky, well, you're going to have to lynch them. Any black person that commits a crime or that allegedly commit a crime, because a lot of the crimes that were committed at this point, they didn't even know if they had the right man that did it. They didn't even know if a crime was occurred, a crime had happened. Because see, a lot of the crimes that white women were being subjected to was from white men. White men was coming along beating white women and raping white women and stuff. White men the ones that killed them two little girls that they said George Stinney killed. See, George Stinney, he was like 14, I think. I don't know why I think he was 9 years old. I think he was 14. Emmett was 14. George might have been 9. His name was George Stinney, Stinney. Well, George was going home one day with the family cow or the family mule. And he was walking home with the mule down the dirt road and stuff, and the field was out there, and the two little white girls were picking up flowers, I guess. And they said that George killed them two little girls. George was so little, y'all. They set him on his Bible to electrocute him. And the thing that they had on his head was so big, y'all, on that baby's head. And I think it fell off or something. But they put it right back on there and finished executing him. But then it came out later, I do believe, like that one story that we read, that the uncle or somebody, some white man had done that to them two little girls. I think George was exonerated after he had passed and stuff, decades after, like Emmett Till. Carolyn Bryant came back and said she lied, but it was like so many decades later. It's just evil, just fucking evil. But yeah, that happened to George Stinney. Yeah, let's read, y'all. Gang murderers operate in secrecy to evade the law. Lynchers operate in the open and publicly defy the law. And that's Southern Commission on the Study of Lynching, page 73. We're going to get that book too. Yeah. So see, even though, the state of Kentucky talked white Kentuckians into doing their devilish deeds, their savage deeds, not in the streets anymore and stuff. Even though Kentucky said, hey, we will get those who commit crimes and we'll lock them up. But white America said, you can't even have a trial for them. Once you get them, we need you to lynch them now. Because it was that greed. It was an addiction they had, a feigning that they had. So, for a long time, Kentuckians did that. Yeah, if they heard that a white woman was assaulted and stuff, they went and found a black man that did it. If they couldn't find his ass, they got another black man that looked like him. And they a lot of times the white woman said, well, bring him here and hang him below my window so I can see his death. I can look in his deadly eyes and see that you've taken care of him. So they would just take the black man up under the white woman's window and kill him. And she looking out the window and stuff like she's near faint. And all along, it most likely some white man that's done beat her and raped her, and, But that's how white women do and stuff. That's how they did black men. That's how they did black men. You should have talked about it before you got married and had them babies. Treatment of data. The data for both Negro and white lynchings and for farm value and per acre value of cotton show pronounced trends from 1882 to 1930. In the case of the lynchings, the trend line is downward, while in the case of the cotton values, the trend is upward. The directions of the trends themselves follow the predicted relationship, as in there's a trend toward fewer lynchings with better economic conditions. So when the money is good and everything going all right and stuff, it's fewer lynchings. It's fewer lynchings then. All right, but let's read then. This effect, however, might be due to some underlying general trend. The comparison of deviations from the trend line from year to year therefore gives a more critical test of the hypothesis. The values for the entire period from 1882 to 1930 were consequently first fitted to a straight line by the method of least squares. Wish I had my board out. I'd be trying to draw that for you. Okay, of least squares. Deviations from this trend line were then computed and given the appropriate sign. Oh, well, let me just show you what it's going to look like anyway, right there. And the one on the bottom is the lynching index. The one on the top is the composite index, the composite economic index. So you see at the top right there when it's high, and then when at the bottom down there, that's the lynching. Yeah. Now this up here at the top, this is just the table of variables. Yeah, we'll read some more about that if they tell about it in here and stuff. But let's read. This effect, however, might be due to some underlying general trend. The comparison of deviations from the trend line from year to year, therefore, gives a more critical test of the hypothesis. The values for the entire period from 1882 to 1930 were consequently first fitted to a straight line by the method of least squares. Deviations from this trend line were then computed and given the appropriate sign. Tetrachoric. Ooh, Tetrachoric. Tetrachoric. Tetrachoric correlations were computed between the deviations from the trend lines of the lynchings data and the economic indices. The tallies were placed in the appropriate cells simply on the basis of whether the deviations were above or below the trend line, either plus or subtract, whether it was at the top or the bottom. These correlations are given in Table 1. The approximation method discussed by H.E. Garrett, 1937, and the Cheshire, Chesire, Sapphire, Saffir, and Thurston, Thurstone, Thurston graphic method, that's 1933, were employed. It will be observed that the results with the two methods are closely similar. The tetrachoric correlation, the tetrachoric correlation method, using deviations from the trend line, appeared the most appropriate procedure for analysis, since in this way, the trend itself does not affect the correlation, and for preliminary study, more exact correlations based on the extent of the deviations appear unfeasible. And then you see in table 1 right there, there's the tetrachoric correlations between economic indices and lynching data. Data based on deviations from trend lines. And I don't know if you can see it. It's really, really tiny writing right there and stuff. Maybe you could screenshot it real fast, I guess. But, get the book and stuff. And we will be reading this book again. I mean, it's just so much in it and stuff. Once I get another book on, I'll be able to mark in it. But yes, honey, look at that. Well, the variables. Let's run through them real fast. The variables, and then it's the first it'll be the Garrett approximation method, and then the Sapphire, Thurston, Cheshire graphic method. So the composite economic index and total lynchings, 0.65 for Garrett and 0.61 for Sapphire, Thurston. The per acre value of cotton, Negro lynchings, 0.63 for Garrett and 0.61 for Sapphire. Farm value of cotton, Negro lynchings, 0.72 for Garrett and 0.70 for Sapphire. Another method of showing the relationship between the economic indices and the number of lynchings is to present graphically the comparable fluctuations in the two series. Figure 1 presents results in this way. Yearly variations of a composite economic index are plotted on the top line, and the fluctuation from the trend line of the total number of lynchings on the bottom. To facilitate following of the relationship visually, the values for the lynching curve have been inverted. Thus, when the two sets of data fluctuate inversely, the curves are parallel. 3 short-term smoothing of the values was employed. For the year 1905, the values for 1904, 1905, and 1906 were averaged. Economic values were obtained for the years 1881 and 1931 to permit the use of the entire range from 1882 to 1930. From 1882 to 1930. Since comparable data on lynchings were not available for 1881 and 1931, the values for 1882 and 1930 were duplicated in the weighting for these years. And that's WEIGHTING, not WAITING. It's talking about the weight. Wow. So when the cotton was doing bad, the money was doing bad, then you would see more lynchings. When the money was doing good and everything was going fine, you would see fewer lynchings. Yeah, I'm drinking my clove tea. And I put some pepper in it too. You can add black pepper to your teas. A little turmeric too. If you add turmeric to your spices and stuff, to your food, add some black pepper, because black pepper gives turmeric that boost that it needs. Discussions and conclusions. It is evident that the correlations and the graphic representation. It is evident from the correlations and the graphic presentation that the economic conditions of an area are intimately related to the amount of mass aggression displayed in that area as measured by lynchings. Our correlations are considerably higher than the one reported by Raper, RAPER, 1933, for the relationship between number of lynchings and per acre value of cotton in 9 southern states. Although it is not clear what method of correlation he employed, it is possible that the smaller sample he obtained by using only 9 instead of 14 states may have reduced this correlation. The verification of the general relationship is of particular interest in this instance because of the obvious lack of any causal relationship between the source of frustration and the objects towards which aggression is expressed. By no conceivable stretch of the imagination could the victims of lynchings, either Negro or white, be considered responsible for the value of cotton or the general level of business activity. But see, white folks would blame it on black folks and say, oh, you're not picking enough cotton. You did not pick enough cotton. That's like, when the slave would, was it Sojourner Truth? I think it was. She picked way more cotton than any man on the plantation. So they made her pick whatever your highest picking is, you got to stay at that. You got to stay at that level. If you decrease 1 pound, they will flog you. They will whip you. You can't have a bad day. Even if you were pregnant, you still had to get out there in the field and pick that cotton. I really can't say that they gave pregnant women lesser amounts. I just can't. I just can't. Yeah. So I think it was Sojourner Truth. They had her to go out there and pick all that cotton. And see, Sojourner Truth could outwork a man. Sojourner could outwork a man. I read one story about Sojourner Truth. I hope I still got that book and we read it, because when we do, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. But they made, white folks it was a Sunday, and white folks didn't have nothing to do. And, so they needed some entertainment. And this is just one of them right here. The other one is really graphic, what they did for entertainment. But this one right here, this one was bad too. What they did was they took Sojourner Truth, and they made her come to the town square or wherever, and they brought a wagon and horses. And white folk was standing out there on the side of in the grass and stuff, with their teas. And there was other slaves out there with the white folks, and they had the little tray, with the tea on it and the lemon water, for white folks to drink because they so parched. And, they just taking little strolls in the little grass and stuff. But they unhooked the horses. They unhooked the horses from the coach, hooked Sojourner Truth up to the horse, to the carriage, and made her pull the whole carriage to town. She did it. Oh, yeah, she did it. Because once she got to going, it just went on with her. It just went on with her. But white folks, them motherfuckers, was walking on both sides of the road, the gravel road, because there wasn't no streets. It was just gravel. They walking on both sides of the gravel, and there was other slaves out there with them with their water, and, they had their little beverage. And that was their entertainment. That was their entertainment. That's the kind of shit they did. Yeah. So, when the prices of cotton was down and stuff, they would blame black folks for it. But like it just said right here, black folks didn't have nothing to do, with the price of cotton and stuff and how it fluctuated. That was the whole, mechanism, the in and outs of the business of cotton that fluctuated, how the price, went up and down and stuff. Yeah. But, white folks seem to forget about all of that and stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's why I said, white folks, the values for 1882 and 1930 were duplicated in the weight of the cotton and stuff. Yeah. All right, let's read summary. Oh, wait a minute, I was wrong. Discussions and conclusions. That's where we was at. I want to read that part one more time, though. By no conceivable stretch of the imagination could the victims of lynchings, either Negro or white, be considered responsible for the value of cotton or the general level of business activity. See, they didn't have nothing to do with how cotton was in the whole country. The reasons for this displacement of aggression are not hard to find. Although in any frustrating situation, the strongest instigation is to acts of aggression, direct aggression, against the agent perceived as the frustrator. Such acts can occur only if the agent is available and if the act will not elicit too much counter-aggression or punishment. The reasons for this displacement of aggression are not hard to find, although in any frustrating situation, the strongest instigation is to acts of direct aggression against the agent perceived as the frustrator. Such acts can occur only if the agent is available and if the act will not elicit too much counter-aggression or punishment. In the present instance, the frustrating agent is not readily available because it is not an object. One cannot be aggressive against a condition represented by index numbers. It is true, however, that certain individuals probably represent the condition symbolically, like merchants, landlords, wealthy persons. These are individuals in a preferred and protected situation in society. However, an aggression directed toward them would elicit a relatively great amount of retribution, punishment. Yeah, if you try to be aggressive towards them, then yeah, you most likely gonna be punished, called out, chastised. Hence, following the principle that anticipation of punishment inhibits acts of direct aggression and permits the occurrence of displaced aggression, that's Dollard in 1939, if you want to look it up, Dollard. The aggression is directed towards person in a less favorable and protected position who are unable to mobilize adequate retribution. Black folks, when they get mad about something and stuff, they don't go attack the ones that's doing it. They go attack the ones that can't protect themselves, the ones that it's been done to. Which is why I say when things get too hard, white America and everybody else finna be mad at Black America because it's your fault. It's your fault, Black America, for not being satisfied that, yeah, they rolled you back into 1965. It's your fault, Black America, for not being content because they stripped all of your programs and stuff. You ain't using them like we said you was. We using them, and they really hurt us, but we mad at y'all asses anyway. Because if you hadn't never said no, we would still have the DEI program. We would still have the education, the education system. We would still have the Department of Justice. We would still have our rights, our food stamps, our Social Security. People finna be mad at Black America about all of these things right here. You know, yeah, it's fucked up. People's crazy as hell. Let's read. The majority of persons who are lynched, however, have actually been arrested or are being sought for a crime. That's the Southern Commission on the Study of Lynching, 1932, if you want to look it up. It cannot be assumed, therefore, that these displays of group aggression are dependent on interference with economic activities alone. In point of fact, the object of aggression has already acted as a frustrating agent for the members of the group. He has interfered with their peaceful activity, comfort, and ideas of how society should operate. And he has produced by his acts a threat to their future welfare. Oh, you're going to pay for that. That's how they feel. In point of fact, the object of aggression, the Black man, he's the object of their aggression. He has already acted as a frustrating agent for the members of the group. They already act like he done did something. He didn't even do nothing, but they act like he has. He has interfered with their peaceful activity, with their comfort, with their ideas of how society should operate, and has produced by his acts a threat to their future welfare. He is necessarily then the target of a certain amount of direct aggression. But according to the principle of summation, SUMMATION, but according to the principle of summation of the strengths of instigation to aggression, it would be expected that these persons would suffer more serious aggressions from the group when subsidiary frustrations, such as those represented by low economic indices are operative. The increase in the number who are lynched verifies this expectation. It may be said then that individuals who arouse direct aggression suffer the additional effects of displaced aggression when the agent is responsible for this latter. When the agent responsible for this latter is either not available or would retaliate with a great amount of punishment or counter-aggression. The summary. The hypothesis that the strength of instigation to aggression varies directly with the amount of interference with the frustrated goal response was tested through the use of social statistics. Tetrachoric correlations were computed between indices of the annual numbers of lynchings and of the economic conditions obtaining during the same period. The data cover the 49 years from 1882 to 1930. The correlations between total lynchings in the United States and the composite index of economic activity were between 0.61 and 0.65. Slightly higher correlations were obtained when the comparison was made between the number of Negro lynchings and the farm value and per acre value of cotton. Three-term smoothing. Three-term smoothing of the curves for the economic index and the total number of lynchings show the inverse relationship very clearly. During periods of depression, the number of lynchings is high during the period of depressions. During prosperity, the number of lynchings declines. The results are discussed in terms of displacement of aggression. The results are discussed in terms of displacement of aggression and summation of instigation to aggression. Well, as long as white folks was fine and making money and everything was comfortable and stuff, they was all right. But as soon as something went all real, something went left, they blamed black folks and they started lynching and beating black folks even more. You know, a re-examination of correlations between lynchings and economic indices. The introduction. Hovland and Sears, that's Hovland and Sears, Sears, 1940 if you want to look it up. Hovland and Sears attempted to verify a causal relationship between economic frustration and aggressive behavior as expressed in lynchings by a statistical study. The statistical technique was as follows. Linear trends were computed for the number of lynchings reported for the years 1882 to 1930, inclusive in the United States. Two figures were available for each year. The total number of lynchings in the United States, including both colored and white victims, and the number of lynchings of Negroes, most of them occurring in 14 southern states. Thus, two trend equations were computed. The method of least squares was used in the computations. Similar computations were performed for the total value in dollars of cotton produced in 14 southern states and the per acre value of the cotton. The deviations of the number of lynchings and of the cotton value from the figures predicted by means of the trend lines were determined. So the trend lines is where the determining mark was. Let me read it again though. The deviations of the numbers of lynchings and the cotton value from the figures predicted by means of the trend lines were determined. In addition, an average index was computed for each year from monthly composite indices of economic activity. Thereupon, a number of tetrachoric correlations were obtained by using two approximation methods. One, between composite index and deviations of total lynchings from linear trend, that was the Garrett's method, remember? And it was 0.65. And the other one was between deviations from trend lines of Negro lynchings and per acre value, and Negro lynchings and total cotton value, per acre cotton value, and Negro lynchings and total cotton value. And that one was 0.63 and 0.72. Almost identical tetrachoric correlations were obtained by the use of another approximation method. The correlations were impressively high and the authors viewed them as verifying the hypothesis according to which frustration tends to lead to aggressive behavior. Why all of this, right? See, you see how they trying to excuse white folks' motherfucking asses. Do you see? That's how it seemed to me. This is how it seemed to me. White folks always get the benefit of the doubt. They always got to spin it around and make it look like white America got a reason. Even in this book right here, what was the sincerity of this right here, Mr. Grimshaw? Why it seem like you are trying to sway whoever's reading this book right here, that because white America stopped publicly, that they stopped publicly, physically lynching, burning, and killing black men, that they had changed. Everything was good. White folks was all right and was safe, but now it's the black man that's the danger. Yeah. That's just how it seemed to me. Let's read. The accounts implicitly attribute to Hublin and Sears an elementary error. Since both cotton value and frequency of lynchings are correlated with time, the presence of a correlation between them would be unsuitable as evidence about any possible causal relationship between them. All variables exhibiting marked time trends tend to be intercorrelated. In other words, lynchings in the United States and birth rate in Germany, or the percentage of illiteracy in Russia, or the speed of transatlantic steamships. Hublin and Sears had attempted to avoid this error by computing linear trends and using the deviations of their variables from the trends in their correlations. Unfortunately, an examination of their data suggested that in so doing, they introduced another error. The trends exhibited by the data were not linear, and some of their correlations seemed to be artifacts caused by the arbitrary choice of straight lines which were not appropriate to the data. In other words, white folks tried to make it seem like it wasn't what it was. White folks tried to make it seem like, oh no, we hardly ever lynched and beat and whipped our slaves. But see, the data showed something different. The data showed something different. In the course of computations performed in order to verify this suspicion, a second error was discovered. See, that's why they're catching all these errors. Because white folks tried to manipulate the numbers. But see, what they didn't understand was that you killed people. You have killed people. And you can't just wash it away that you killed all these folks. So, white America was just like, yeah, we're going to mess the numbers up a little bit and stuff. And no one to really do deep studying to connect the dots that when cotton prices was down, lynchings was high. No one would ever connect the dots. We just muddle the numbers a little bit. That's why we got to tell our own story. Yep. Got to tell our own story because I don't trust him. But let's read. In the course of computations performed in order to verify this suspicion, a second error was discovered. For one pair of variables, tetrachord correlations as used by Hublin and Sears were seriously misleading. Their use presupposed normal distribution and homeodystacity. Oh, homoskedasticity. Homoskedasticity. Oh, let me spell it for you. It's HOMOSKEDASTICITY. That's a fun word. Homoskedasticity. Homoskedasticity of the variables. Apparently, these conditions were not fulfilled in as much as the marked discrepancy between certain tetrachloric correlations and the corresponding more basic product moment correlations was found to exist. Large discrepancies are apparent between the high correlations between fluctuations of lynchings and of economic indices obtained by Hublin and Sears, and the much lower correlations reported in this study. The discrepancies are due to two changes in statistical procedures. One, the use of product movement correlations instead of tetrachloric correlations. And two, the subdivision of the time interval under investigation on the basis of inspection of the curves and computation of linear trends for parts of the period rather than for the whole period. The advantages of the changes in the procedure remain to be discussed. Number one, the advantages of using product moment correlations rather than tetrachloric can hardly be questioned. Tetrachloric correlations derive their validity entirely from the fact that they tend to approximate product moment correlations under certain conditions, there being homoscedasticity and normal distribution of the variables. If a tetrachloric correlation fails to approximate the corresponding product moment correlation, it becomes meaningless. The interference is legitimate that the necessary conditions for the use of the tetrachloric formula are not fulfilled. Thus, the product moment correlations of the order of 0.34 reported here are clearly preferable to Hublin and Sears' tetrachloric 0.62 as describing the relationship between the fluctuations of total lynchings and the composite economic index. And two, I know, right? And two, Hublin and Sears' use of one linear function as a descriptive of the trend exhibited by each of the variables over a 49-year period is an arbitrary procedure. Any analytical function, linear, polynomial, exponential, etc., can be fitted to any set of data by the method of least squares. The choice of the function to be fitted may be determined by theoretical considerations or may be suggested by inspection of the data. Neither procedure requires the use of single linear trends for the 49-year period. Inspection of the curves of lynchings and of cotton values indicates that such linear trends are distinctly inappropriate. On theoretical grounds, there seems to be no plausible basis for the choice of any particular analytical function rather than some other. It is even perfectly conceivable that, due to historical events, different functions are appropriate during different periods, and that no single function of any kind is applicable to the whole sequence of years. In case of Negro lynchings, a straight line trend is theoretically improbable. Some function or sequence of functions giving first a rising trend due to population growth, increased completeness of reporting, and other factors, then a drop and asymptotic, asymptotic, and an asymptotic approach to zero is more plausible. The use of linear trends for parts of the period is arbitrary also, but the fit of the lines thus obtained is reasonably close. Inspection of the curves suggests that deviations of the variables from trend lines obtained by the use of other analytical functions fitted to similar periods or by the computation of moving averages would not have been markedly different. Consequently, while the procedure used in this study cannot be viewed as perfect, it appears to be a reasonable approximation and much trustworthy one than the one used by Hublin and Sears, because they asked for trying to model the lines and stuff, the numbers. Its advantage lies in the fact that the lengths of the segments of the curves to which linear trends were fitted were chosen on the basis of inspection rather than arbitrarily. On the basis of the above considerations, it was thought that the high correlations reported by Hublin and Sears are essentially statistical artifacts. Two additional correlations are quoted by Hublin and Sears and by other authors in support of the theory according to which economic frustration leads to criminal aggression. According to which economic frustration? What? So white folks can get upset and depressed about any economic frustration. The cattle got sick. The cotton went down. It rained too much. Anything. According to A.F. Rapier, R-A-P-E-R, 1933, if you want to look it up, the correlation between lynchings and the per acre value of cotton in 9 states was 0.532 for the years 1900 to 1930. D.S. Thomas, 1925, reported on the basis of English data between 1857 and 1913, a correlation of 0.44 between fluctuations of the rate of property crimes with violence and an index of economic activity. The significance of rapist correlation cannot be evaluated. The author fails to state whether the variables correlated are raw data or deviations from trend lines. If the latter were used, it is unclear how the curved lines representing trends on the diagram in Rapper's book were computed. As far as the correlation reported by Thomas is concerned, it cannot be criticized on methodological grounds Thomas used a method rather similar to one in this investigation, but it was more elaborate. On the other hand, it is difficult to justify the choice of this particular correlation from Thomas's book. The correlation of the economic index with fluctuations of violence against persons was 0.06, with malicious injury to property, 0.04. These crimes seem to represent aggressive behavior more clearly than do property crimes with violence. The increase of the latter during periods of depression may be due to inexperience of the people who were driven into property crimes by bad economic conditions, rather than to an increase of aggressive tendencies due to frustration. The clearly aggressive crimes are uncorrelated with economic conditions, according to Thomas, which substantially agrees with the findings present in the paper. Summary. Let's sum it up. The data used by Hovland and Sears in this study of lynchings as related to economic indices were re-examined with the following results. Let's see what they say. The trends exhibited by the number of lynchings of Negroes and by the total value of cotton were not found to be linear. The total number of lynchings also suggests a non-linear trend, but due to greater irregularity of the data, the fit of a straight line does not seem to be much poorer than that of a curve. After the curve of the Negro lynchings was divided into 2 portions and the cotton value curve into 3 portions, linear trends were fitted to each portion. The product moment correlation between the deviations of the variables from their trend lines was 0.014 for 1882 to 1913. It was 0.25. The corresponding correlation, tetrachloric utilizing deviations from linear trends for the whole period, 1882 to 1930, reported by Hovland and Sears was 0.72. Deviations of total number of lynchings from this linear trend for the whole period were found to correlate with the composite economic index to the extent of 0.34 when the product moment formula was used, as compared to a tetrachloric correlation of 0.65 reported by Hovland and Sears. Dividing the period into 3 portions and using deviations from trends separately computed for each portion gave slightly lower negative correlations. 0.28 by the product moment, 0.55 by the tetrachloric formula. The use of a parabolic trend for one of the periods resulted in a correlation, product moment, of 0.33. The correlations reported here agree substantially with the correlations pertaining to British crime rates reported by D.S. Thomas, who used somewhat similar but more elaborate statistical procedures. The method is not viewed as perfect, but the correlations are considered to be closer approximations to the truth than those reported by Hovland and Sears. And I think that's because Hovland and Sears try to muddle the numbers. Yep, they try to mess the numbers up and stuff. Like they always were doing and stuff. But if you just follow, the money, how the money was moving, how the cotton was buying and stuff, then you can see what was happening with them. Let's see what time it is. Because, we don't rush through this right here now. I think this right here going to be the last one, y'all. Yeah. Oh, good day, everybody. Just hanging in there, ain't they? Oh, thank y'all so much. Let me go on and finish reading, okay? It's just this one page right here. The precipitants and underlying conditions of race riots. And we know they were really massacres. But see, these books ain't been updated and stuff, but we know they were massacres. We know that our people were being attacked. They were not the aggressors. Even when they defended themselves, they were not the aggressors. And then tomorrow oh, wow. Oh, this look like a whole another little chapter right here. Well, maybe tomorrow I'll just have to read this page right here up again, but we're going to start it tonight. The precipitants and underlying conditions of race riots. And then, that make me think of stuff, even though they were writing these at this time and stuff, wasn't anyone insightful enough? Wasn't anyone moral enough, honest, sincere enough to call these what they really were? See, this makes me think that even in all of his effort, Alan D. Grimshaw, in all of his effort to print the truth, he still had mercy and lenience for white America. I know he's supposed to be non-judgmental writing this right here, but why did it seem like hell? He's swaying the reader to see Black people as the aggressor or the rioter when they never were the rioter. They were the victim. And even in all of that turmoil and madness, they were still the victim. How is it that white folks ended up being the victim? So see, we got to write our own stories. Tell our own stories. Shit. Yeah, we got to do it. Let's read. The immediate precipitants and underlying conditions of race riots in the U.S. during the past half century are the subject of this paper. Using both hard and soft data, employing journalistic accounts as well as census data, we consider in a somewhat more systematic fashion the influence of diverse factors suggested as causes of riots in sociological case studies and texts on collective behavior. And that, this is a lot too, y'all. That's Bloomer, 1951, pages 165 to 222. Chicago Commission on Race Relations, page 1922, page 1 through 78. Grimshaw, 1963A, page 76 to 86, and 1962B, page 3 to 19, and 1960, pages 109 to 119. Then there's Lang and Lang, 1961. Lee and Humphrey, 1943. Rudwick, 1964. Smelser, 1963. Turner and Killian, 1957. Turner and Surace, Surace, 1956, pages 14 to 20. Pages 14 through 20. Riots, as distinguished from lynchings and other forms of collective violence, involve an assault on persons and property simply because they are part of a given subgroup of the community. In contrast, lynchings and other types of violence are directed toward a particular individual as a collective response to some specific act. Like when they said Dick Rowland hurt that white lady that was in that elevator in Tulsa, and that started the massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Not against just some people. It was a Black man that they said did it, and it was the Black man that they went after. Kind of like that. Yeah. In contrast, lynchings and other types of violence are directed toward a particular individual as a collective response to some specific act. And the collective response was from all the white people. All the white people. That was their response. As one, as a culture, that was their response. Well, I think as a culture, because yeah, that's where they was at. All of them had the same thought. All of them was moving the same. Not over the whole country, the whole world, no. Not over the whole country, no. But in a whole lot of the world at the same time, yeah, because racial violence in 1919, these happened, these were not isolated incidences. No. The massacres right there were happening back to back to back, sometimes at the same time. While Georgia was going through their awakening and massacres and stuff, Alabama was too, Mississippi was too, other states were too, because white folks were just in that mindset. They all were just thinking alike, acting alike, killing alike, in my opinion. But hey, as I learned and stuff, I already said, if I see that I was wrong, I'll come back and be like, no, they wasn't massacring, in the same place at the same time. They at least waited 2 weeks. Once they were done with Tulsa, they waited 2 weeks before they did the other ride. But no, it wasn't like that, because Chicago ride was 1919 with Eugene Williams, when they all went to the beach. And, he floated over, and white folks started throwing rocks and stuff at him and stuff. But at the same time, that happened in Chicago. There was the riot in Elaine, Arkansas, which was the worst, massacre. But then there was, other massacres too at that same time. This was 1919. So no, they wasn't isolated incidents. And there's nothing white America can say. Oh, no, it wasn't me. It was your people. Where's your repentance and your repayment? You can't grin in our face no more. Not today. And act like you didn't know none of this. Well, you didn't know and we didn't either. I didn't know either. For all the forgiveness I done gave to white America, I ain't giving no more. I don't care if y'all do give it. You gonna give it by yourself. Let's read. In practice, this distinction is sometimes difficult to apply, particularly in deciding when a localized racial incident has become a riot. We have excluded some of the housing riots from our analysis because they were directed specifically at Negroes attempting to move into an area rather than at Negroes per se or some other more generalized target. Using the New York Times index for the period between 1913 and 1963, we found 72 different events that might properly be classified as Negro-white race riots. Like y'all be telling me, stop saying self-hate. Why he keeps saying race riots? Descriptions of riots in various editions of the Negro Yearbook supplemented some of the New York Times reports and also provided reports for additional riots. In several instances, magazines and local newspapers were used for further information. Finally, we employed the sociological descriptions available for some race riots. Reliance on journalistic accounts for our basic sample of riot means the study is vulnerable to any selectivity in the riots actually reported in the newspaper. Our analysis of the immediate precipitants of race riots is similarly limited by the brevity, B-R-E-V-I-T-Y, limited by the brevity of some of the descriptive accounts as well as by possible distortions in reporting. See, for example, Raoul Navrol, that's R-A-O-U-L, N-A-V-R-O-L-L, data quality control, a new research technique. New York, Free Press, 1962. For the underlying community conditions of riots, we rely largely on census data. And tomorrow we're going to read that part right there again, and then we're going to finish reading this little chapter right here on this. And yeah, we're going to be finished with this right here, hopefully in a week, 2 weeks, I guess. Hopefully if brother, want to read with his book, hey, I'm sure somebody can help me read and stuff. I don't read that well, but I enjoy reading. I didn't know I was going to be teaching and reading to all of us. I kind of feel like, if I'd have known this, I would have at least read the book first. Then I wouldn't be here stuttering and stuff like that, and don't know what words mean. I could at least look the word up and see how to pronounce it. But that's all right. I ain't complaining. I can't complain unless it's about my people. I can't complain unless it's about my people. Look at that. I'm writing down books too. Books, literature, and knowledge. Yeah, we got us a lot of books to get right here. Survivors of the Clotilda by Hannah Durkin. Willie Lynch Letter by the Slave Trade. Hugh Thomas. Oh, I didn't write Willie Lynch Letter about who that was about, but I know when I see the book. But the Slave Trade is by Hugh Thomas. Stolen. 5 free boys kidnapped into slavery and their astonishing Odyssey home. That's by Richard Bell. Ooh, y'all know I was telling y'all about them black books. Them old black books like the Harlequin romance and stuff, honey. Guess what? These motherfuckers had little books that like them little Harlequin romance love stories, but honey, they was all about black and white folk. Honey, one of them was called Bold Moment by Victor H. Johnson. Then there was Black Brute by Robert Trailings, Traling. Then there were Rebels of Sabre Hill, Beauty Beast. Yes, I guess this is how white women saw men. How sleeps the beast by Don Tracy. And this who y'all sleeping with now. These right here might be the stories that they ass used to read as little girls. They mom and dad used to read them, these little stories right here at night when they were little girls, and that's who y'all with. So, I digress though. Here goes some more books I had wrote down. A Few Red Drops, Chicago Race Ride, 1919. In Marva Collins' movie, West Side Preparatory School, the story that she was telling, Morgan, her husband, was telling her about when they first went on their date. And she told that little kid, baby, give me them matches. And he said she told that baby about the Chicago ride so good. He said he could smell the smoke. Yeah, I can smell the smoke. Then we have 100 Years of Lynching, American Bloods, the untamed dynasty that shaped a nation on the laps of God, the Red Summer of 1919, and the struggle for justice that remade a nation. Yes, honey. I mean, I just, I want to see what happened to my folks. Who the hell hurt my people? Black people. Don't nobody else want to stand up for us. I will. I sure will. And I'm going to let you know exactly who I come up with. And yeah, right now it seems like it's white America. If it ain't, I'll come back and let you know. Hey, after 2000 and 25, it wasn't white America no more. It was somebody else. But yeah, we'll find out. That's why I'm here. That's the need I want to see. That's what they always say. If you see that there's a need that has not been filled, then it's your purpose to fill it. And so, yeah, I can do that for my people. And I thank you all for being here so much. Yeah. And I will see you all on our next air. Our next on air. Yeah, we will be here. We will be reading. We will be learning. And I enjoyed your class tonight too, sister. I really did. I got a notebook too. Yeah. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. And peace and power to the people. Yes, I know this is wonderful. We're reading and learning so much and stuff. And then I'm going to go through the comments. If I got to cuss somebody out, I'm going to cuss your ass out. But I'm going to go through the comments. I'm going to see what other books you guys want me to write. And I'll write them in my notebook and stuff. I'm going to start getting them now. I ain't no need wait until I'm ready to read them. I'm just going to start getting books that you guys suggest and stuff so we can go on and get our healing underway. We need healing. I know y'all think we need forgiveness, but we really don't, because religion is really just the path to understanding divinity. That's all religion is, the path to understanding divinity. You can do that yourself. You don't need religion to teach you how to be divine. Divinity is nothing but being divine and all your divineness. You're so wonderful, sis. Now, when you step outside and stuff, people see how wonderful you are. That's because you are already divine. See, you just don't understand the relationship. See, divinity is just understanding the cosmology, the ecology, and you. Everything that, see that big, didn't we just talk about the multiverse? All of that right there is the cosmology. See that picture right there? All of that up there is the cosmology. All that right there is her. That's the woman. The one that's giving birth. That's the womb. This right here is the ground. This right here would be you. What's your relationship to all of that? See, your relationship, your relationship to this is that everything that's in this is in you. That's your relationship to the cosmos and the ecology. That's your relationship to it. So everything that's in the cosmology and the soul is in you. You're supposed to obey that need to go hug a tree. You're supposed to obey that need to set a bug free. You see a spider. You're supposed to set it free. Just set it outside. All you had to do was get it up in a piece of paper. What are you going to do? Eat the paper and then eat your arm and always just eat you? See, we got to start thinking in a divine way. We can't keep thinking like a mere human, like a mere man. We're not just a mere man, not us. No. That whole multiverse created you. It manifested you. The sun shines every day for you, Black people, all over this world. The sun is shining for you. You must know this. White people already know this. Shit, all they ass had to do was say, hey, can y'all help us be in the sun too? We would have did it. You know we would have did it. We would have pleaded with the sun himself. He's ours. That sun up there for us. Now, you know, we could have came together and told the sun, hey, let's give white America a little bit of this. You know, let's let white America be able to come out here with it. But see, white America fucked themselves up. They manipulated themselves, not us. See, we get the last laugh on this. No, I'm not saying we laughing at them and stuff. But, you know, they don't get to come out of this squeaky clean no more. Ooh, and look at that right there. Stop thinking like a human and think like a God, you know, because that's who we are. You know, I'll talk about it more tomorrow, because people ain't ready for this. People don't like this, honey. Ooh, what you say about my creator? But, you know, you got yours, I got mine too, you know. Let's just look at something different. We just need different. Now, how y'all think we going to be able to change everything that white America has taught us and leave the religion? And leave the religion. Don't touch the religion. Leave it the same. You might as well leave everything else the same. You might as well leave everything else the same because it's the religion that's breaking your connection to thinking. It's your religion that's making you forgive before people even ask you for forgiveness. And like I was saying last night, you know, ask your pastor. Ask your pastor about Buddha and Krishna and Dionysus and Horus. Yeah. Ask your pastor about them because they got the same history as Jesus Christ. Just ask him. Yeah. Tell him to come to a live if he wants to. But I'm pretty sure he'll tell you, oh, that's just a follower, false prophet. Ask him for your money back too. Peace and power to the people. Yeah, I'm a staunch Catholic, but that's good for you. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you want to end up in heaven with white folks, though. Maybe you do, but I know black folks don't. Black folks, don't you go to heaven with nobody. You better do your homework. Because, honey, these people said that they in heaven. White folks ain't saying nothing about the rest of the universe. They ain't saying nothing about the rest of the universe. You black people can go to the rest of the universe and pretty much be without white folks. These white folks here, these evil, savage, ravenous white folks, yeah. But you go to heaven, where they say they at, you probably gonna wish you kept going. You know, we'll talk about it another time though, you know, yeah. It's time for us to just start learning and talking and stuff. I know it don't seem real. It seems like, what in the hell you talking about? Shit, your ass the one believe that white man walked on water. You the one ain't told people that the true sun is the sun in the sky. You the one ain't told people that the true sun in the sky is the one walking on water. You the one done set up here and let everybody believe these lies, all because you got you a new name for it, huh? So that make it right to just lie. Oh, I got a new name. Well, by all these 4,200 religions, they finna knock them all down with one world religion. One world religion. So that means your creator, your creator, your creator, your creator. All of y'all gonna be there together with your little bitty box. Your little bitty box. Everybody gonna be there together with your little bitty box. You let white America name. You let these people, whoever wrote it, hell, and gave it to you, you let them put you and your creator in a box. As big, we just seen it. As big as that multiverse is up there, you let them put your creator in a little bitty box in the first universe. I'm just trying to reach my people. Black people. Public system announcement. Peace and power to the people.